Hello, everybody. Hope that you are doing very well, and welcome to tonight's cryptocurrency technical analysis, where we are going to be going through the insane Bitcoin dump that we are seeing right now on the charts. We are seeing this massive move to the downside, and what we are going to be doing for you is going over this live in the action. We're going to be going over the very important support levels, really important resistances to be aware of on this very local term time frame. The information that you're not going to be seeing anywhere else, that's what we are going to be giving you tonight, and we are going to be trading this together as we are currently in positions right now. I will be managing those with you on stream and giving you the details that you really need to know. So I hope that you are thoroughly looking forward to this one this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have started about 10 minutes early once again, just to get people to give them time to get into the stream. So we currently have, let me see, we currently have 500 people in here waiting at the moment. So hello, everybody. I hope that you can all hear me okay. Sound good. Oh, that's really, really, really good. What we'll do, I suppose we've got 500 people. When we hit 250 likes, that will show me that you're all ready for the content to begin tonight. So we'll just give people a little bit of time to get in and get ready. And then when we hit 250 likes, we'll begin the commentary on Bitcoin and start trading this together after what is only can be described as an insane, absolutely insane move to the downside. Yeah, we'll go over this and what we are really looking for in terms of potential downside here, or if we get a recovery underway. We got some really, 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 really important levels, and I truly believe that this is going to be our best live stream yet. There's going to be a lot of information shared, and we have a really, really special guest for you all, which is going to be introduced shortly. I just feel this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a very, very, very good one. We got the volatility, got a special guest, we got everything in this stream for you all. Like the content is going up another level. So hope that you're all thoroughly looking forward to this. We have just hit the 300 likes, so that means you are ready for this live stream to begin. So there we go. Without further ado then, let's go over what we are seeing on this chart. So there's a few really important levels that I am currently looking at on this Bitcoin chart. Okay, what I want to do is zoom out here, and well, actually, let me just bring it back a step. We are within this area once more of consolidation. So I want to remind you all one thing that I told you all this morning. In this morning's video, I was making sure of that you are aware of one thing, and that was that if we started to get an incredibly big move, I wanted to warn you all live in the time. I was saying I'm not going to be able to go live on YouTube, but I will give you the signal of my next trade. And I've done that for everybody over on Instagram today. As soon as I took my short position, I was warning you all of this trade. I'm going to talk you through this here. We obviously straight away, that was a $860,000 short position I was taking today. And a few minutes after taking this short, I was warning you, I am now in this short. I am going to be now looking for more downside. So if you aren't already, you can remember to follow down on the Instagram, because I was warning you, I was taking this short position looking for more downside. And that was when we were on, or during this 10 seconds, we literally made $10,000 profit in 10 seconds. But yeah, should you have any questions tonight, what I will say as well is make sure you do that. Follow the Instagram, follow Chart Champions, and follow Neo. The links are in the description, where you'll be able to send your questions, and we're going to be taking all your questions and answering as much questions as possible to help you all out. That is just really important that you give that Instagram a follow, because I was warning you today, just as the downwards move started, that I was taking that short position. I was telling you when I was taking the profits, and well, that trade in the end obviously ended in absolutely crazy massive profits. Today we are taking $50,000 profit on that trade. So it was an absolutely incredible move. Look at that, $64,000 profit on that short. And I was warning you live in the time that I was taking that short position on Bitcoin, and we managed to capture all of it, all of that move, people getting in on it with us. Absolutely, it was incredible. So that was the short that we took today, and bringing us down to this support. So what I want to go through now is, where are we bouncing? Where is the next resistance? And that's what I want to cover now for you. So in terms of our local support and resistances that we have on this Bitcoin chart. Now let's go down to a lower term time frame. Okay, what we currently have, well, actually we can see this clearly on the 1 hour. This is our point of control, so we know how pivotal that point of control was. As we all know, that point of control up here, would you look at this, ladies and gentlemen, after we lost that channel and we come up for the back test, we back tested the point of control there absolutely perfectly for a massive move to the downside. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the flip, the point of control of this range. Look at that. We went from the point of control of our top range, massive move to the downside. We actually came to the point of control of our lower range for a substantial move to the upside. That was a bounce, ladies and gentlemen, of basically 5%. 5% bounce. So, I mean, it is these levels, they're absolutely critically important. The point of control back test gave us the absolutely massive dump, and now the point of control support is holding as support as expected. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to bring your attention to really initially here, and we're going to be expanding upon this during the stream, giving you some more levels to the downside and some more levels to the upside. We are definitely going to be going over some more levels and how we are looking at this to break out. But that is the initial what I wanted to make you aware of. That rejection of the point of control, that support currently off the point of control. And I want to blow your minds one more time before we move forward. I want to blow your mind even bigger. And that is what I was posting this morning in the champions group. Really simply, I actually was obviously in my short, as was showing around that short. A champion member here saying took the short when you mentioned, and he made his first $200 profit on a trade today. But this is what I was doing. I was mentioning that a short position I was in, and I was saying to everybody, 34,800 is where I will take the long. So you have to remember, I'm posting this before the big dump. I'm saying I'm going to be looking for 38 I was going to be looking too long there at 34,800. And as you can see, after that post, we dropped another 8% to the downside. We bounced off of 34,800 for a 4% bounce to the upside. And that all started off of the Igor session. But as we were coming down, coming down. I'm saying, right, it's coming to my value area. It's coming to that level of interest. And obviously, well, that's where I take profits on that short position. I have taken profits on this short, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And we obviously got our bounce underway. So hopefully that blew your mind a little bit of, literally I was calling that area. I was not interested during the 8% drop to the downside. I wasn't during this going, I wasn't trying to long. But the first time I tried to long, we actually got the bounce. So that's how you do it. That's how you trade. But yeah, so that's kind of just the introduction. That's only the introduction of tonight's stream, how we've been trading this. And now we're going to be moving on to, really looking forwards into the chart. But what I want to do, we'll say first, we have a special guest for you in the stream. But what I'll do first, we'll say hello to, let me just check who we still have in here. I believe it's us four now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say first hello to Neo, and I'll say hello to Younes, and then we'll introduce our next guest. But hello, Younes, and hello, Neo. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good evening, everyone.
Hope that you're doing very well.
Yeah, I guess you should be feeling good with that real sexy profit that you just showed. That was amazing trade. Absolutely amazing.
That was a nice trade. I'm pretty content with it. I suppose we'll let Younes. Do you want to talk about this Elliott wave count that you had going on?
Yeah, I could. I shared it in the group.
What within the Bitcoin chat?
In the other, yeah, in the
money
special group.
The super special.
Cool. Let me load this up a second. And so this is Younes' Elliott wave count. Younes, one of the best Elliott wave traders inside of the whole group. So his Elliott wave counts are really something to pay attention to. And this is the Elliott wave count that he had, obviously moving up towards $40,000 before, well, absolutely capturing this dump to the downside. Do you want to talk people through this count a second for everybody, Younes?
Yeah, so the main view is still an ABC correction. where I predicted the last leg up to then come down to, I'm still looking for this C leg. It could also still be a WXY, so we could still expect an ABC coming down. So that could take it, the price action a little bit longer to correct. And I'm still looking for the green box below at the 382 and the liquidity.
Yeah, so that about $30,000.
Yeah, that's my main target.
That would be I mean, already after getting that A, B, moving up for the C there, so it's like an overall. So this is like your bigger wave 4 correction before up for the fifth, essentially.
Yeah,
I mean that was
it's been going great, but yeah, I'm happy.
I bet you are.
And what a lot of people might not know is that this is not hindsight trading. If you actually look on the images, you'll see that one says January 12th, and it tells you the exact time. Exactly. And then the next image shows you that it's January 15th. So yeah, none of this is hindsight. It was all previously called.
But we have lots of members who are making predictions and they are nailing it. I mean, like somebody else in the group, an all-star, Trader R, he predicted this exactly.
Oh yeah. Sure. I'll share one of the posts by Trader R.
Yeah, we have a lot of group confluences.
Yeah, this was. I'm going to share this one by Trader R because this was pretty amazing. I don't think Trader R is going to be here tonight. I think he's having internet problems. But this was the one that he done yesterday again, last night before this dump. He was recognizing. Basically, obviously, we came back up and we tested that point of control, didn't we? So that point of control, once lost, is resistance. And he was going for the shorts, stop loss above the high. He was obviously looking for about $34,000, more or less. And obviously, we dropped from basically his entry, 39,500. And we hit the low here of 34,300. So that was group confluence when you have Younes going for the shorts and you have Trader R going for the shorts. you got to take note of it. I think that was epic. That really was. Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Neo?
Not really. I'm just amazed at how crazy accurate some of these predictions are. It just makes me want to make a Bybit account just to follow along with the calls in here and just place like, because they're just always so accurate. It's insane. But also too, a lot of people in the chat are asking, where are you from? Because they're saying, some people are saying Dutch. Like, what's up?
Yeah, I'm from Belgium. So yeah, you can probably hear it on my accent.
Yeah, I would struggle to know the accent too. I don't know whether I'd know if it was. Yeah, I wouldn't know if I didn't know you. I don't think.
Yeah.
Sounds very neutral.
I can hear it from when Mike is talking. I can hear it. He's from. He's Dutch.
Yeah, his is very Dutch. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Somebody said in the chat. They said, as a new person to the Discord, I can tell you that it's 100% real, not fake. They have hours and hours of training videos, so I appreciate that. It's 25th legacy. Appreciate that comment, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
There's another comment that I see here that I think we're going to be asked a lot, and that's about the tether FUD. So this is going to be covered by us in the little bit later in the live stream tonight, but there's obviously this whole thing about the tether situation. So I will give my perspective on the tether FUD a little bit later in the stream, as we're still trying to bounce obviously off this point of control level. I suppose shall we say it's nearly time to introduce our special guests?
Well, don't we have to do? Usually we have to do the smash like. We got 2,000 people in here. We've only got 500 likes.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to say to you all is we have a really, really, really special guest. The first guest from this country we've ever had on the channel. I think you're going to absolutely love it. What we've got 2,000 people inside of the watching this stream right now. 2,000 people. What are we going to go for? Should we go for? I think we should go for 800 likes.
I always feel like we undercut ourselves. We underestimate the power of this community.
The power of smashing the likes.
Like this community is really showing us a lot of love, and that's why we're doing like back to back streams for you guys. So we really appreciate what you guys are bringing to the table for us.
Yeah,
I mean, appreciate it.
This is like you mentioned yesterday. Like we have never, ever, ever done this many live streams for the public. So this is like we are literally just coming on these live streams for everybody for free. Just because you are all absolutely smashing the likes, you are subscribing, you're ticking the notification bell to get alerted as soon as we went live. Like as soon as we went live, we had 500 people instantly in the room, and now we've got another 1,500 people join. You know, we are literally going live and explaining this as it's happening for the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful support that you are all showing us. So I suppose if we can get that to 1,000 likes, what we'll do is we'll move forward to introducing the special guest, saying hello.
And we're almost at 800.
That is mad. Yeah, people are loving it. People are loving it.
How about in the chat? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna do a quick update as we're obviously waiting for these people to smash the likes. We are still finding support. Obviously, that we're talking about within, you know, $50 there. Come back down to that point of control once more for another bounce to the upside. We're kind of range bound at the moment between 36k almost resistance and this point of control really big support. So that's currently what we got going on here on the Bitcoin chart, and I'm going to be talking about some levels if we break up from here and levels if we break down as we go through the stream. We've got quite a lot to cover tonight. I want to cover the tether FUD, I want to cover the bigger targets, and so this is what you can be aware of during the whole of the weekend. So it's going to give you a nice like long perspective off of tonight's live stream, so it's really going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely. And for people, I see that there's questions popping in. Just wanted to remind you guys that we are going to do a question and answer portion towards the end of the live stream. So if you want to guarantee that your question will be seen, what you could do is follow Daniel on Instagram, and then you follow me. Both of the links are in the description box below. And then you can direct message me, and I will make sure that we do our best to get to your question, because honestly the chat is going by way too fast. You guys are just killing it, the chat right now with all of your comments, and you're showing your support and stuff like that. So we appreciate that. And just send your direct message over to me, and I'll make sure that Daniel gets a chance to answer it.
We'll definitely do those question and answers at the end again. I think a lot today I've literally never received so many messages of people just saying thank you. Like there was so many messages that I received today of just like thank you. Like the amount of people that were hyped for this stream, it was literally incredible. But yeah, I think just people are really enjoying it. Oh yeah, this was something that I wanted to say. As we are basically reaching that like goal, we're already up at 850 likes. That's absolutely crazy.
We're going for 1,000. Let's do it.
We'll reach 1,000 within a few minutes. But this is a comment that I really liked from, I'm not sure how to pronounce this really, Matija. Gave a really nice comment saying, thank you guys. I closed the long at 39,100 because of your stream yesterday. Otherwise, he would have taken a loss. Looking forward to tonight. I think that's incredible. The guy recognized to close his long on the back test of this channel. And it's like we were saying in yesterday's stream, when you come up to these levels, especially when you back test this level, you know, you've got to be looking to take profits. Otherwise, what you do fall into is the situation of a really nice long turning into losses. So that comment really stood out for me of, you know, he knew to take profits, and, you know, we really gave him some help on that stream yesterday, and that's what we want to do tonight. We want to give you some more help of what's going to be this next trade. Is we're going to really be looking for this breakout and a full-on bar candle to the upside, or are we really going to be taking that 30k liquidity? And there's one thing that I wanted to add on this, and that's I noticed the replies of this, and just want to make you all aware that this is a spam / scam account. Okay, so this is not our Chart Champions account. This is some guy that's trying to get to message you or WhatsApp. This is not our account. As you see, you click on the account, there's no videos. This is just a guy that's trying to scam people. So you've got to be really careful, because this is somebody impersonating us. So I just want to make you all aware of this. So just take care of the people that are replying, and to verify that it's our real account, you'll see it's like lit up, it's like highlighted. And obviously the simplest way is just click on the channel, and if it has no videos, it's definitely a scammer, because we have nearly 500 videos. So that's just something I wanted to bring your attention to.
And we're almost at 900 likes. So you guys are doing a really good job smashing up the like button. Let's see.
I guess we'll do one or two questions if you want, and then we'll introduce our guest.
All right. So one of the questions that I saw was, do you guys have a link for beginner lesson videos that you guys can share to where we can just go and learn the basics?
Yeah, literally on the website now. What we've done there was just so much demand for a beginner series, totally free. We've got the beginner series now on the website. So if you are like a real new trader, you've not traded ever before, that you're just getting into cryptocurrency or just getting into trading, period. What there is now is there's a beginner series on the website. We've got some links down in the description. You can just go across to the website, sign up as the spectator, which is obviously the free membership. And what you do is once you've signed up to the free membership, you can go across, obviously join the Discord, and you can then also have access to the beginners learning module. Beginners learning module is going to talk you through the very basics of trading, you know, how to get in there and get started really, but as you work your way up from a spectator to the contender, and you know, ultimately to that goal of becoming a champion. But yeah, that free is all on the website for the beginners learning module. So that's that question.
All right. And the next, well, somebody's here just messaged me on Instagram and said, thanks for yesterday's live analysis. So we appreciate that. It's Bitcoin Africa. And then there's another person, Mattis, asking, hey, I got a question for Daniel. In the champions group, he showed his entry at 34,303. I was wondering what he saw in EXO to take that trade. Best regards.
Yeah. So this is one of the entries that is very kind of, I suppose, rare that you kind of see an entry that's good. And this was off of the dump that we saw, that really, really, really big dump. And remember, I was short during that whole drop, taking in literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of profit. And then I kind of surprised myself, to be honest, but I managed to get into a long position at $34,303. And literally the low of that move to the downside was $34,295. So yeah, basically I will explain what I saw on that move and the reason why I was basically long in there. As you can see, this was the CC sniper entry, as I like to call it, just absolutely in there with the sniper rifle, getting in those perfect entries. But what I saw there, I was kind of explaining this to people here. You know, it was really simply, I was trading my plan. So you have to remember, my plan was originally this morning, I was going to look for my longs around 34,800. So what I was saying to myself, I did not have any bids preset at 34,800. So what I mean by this is where I was interested in a long. Obviously, I'm shorting this morning, and we were seeing a really massive move to the downside. But I did not have longs waiting here. So what I'm saying to myself is, as price is coming down to this level where I'm only interested in longing, all of this I had no interest in taking a long. But when it come to here, I had interest. And what I saw on exo charts, as we actually approached that really key level, I just noticed the amount of people that were going insane crazy with the short positions. Okay. And I suppose this was a little bit of luck, to be fair. Well, I suppose it's a little bit of luck and a little bit of knowing the right region to buy. But obviously I could have had drawdown on my entry because I was going to add to the position if it went lower. But what I saw, the reason why I clicked buy when I clicked buy is because I noticed that the amount of crazy, massive selling that was going on and the speed. So for me, there was two factors. First was the speed, and secondly was the amount of crazy, massive shorting. So what I'm saying here is the speed that we were going down at, I just had to think that this was going to bounce. Whether it was a small bounce of like 0.5%, or whether it was a bounce that we got there of over 5%. I mean, that was obviously a bit of a gift. But the reason why I longed at that level is just because we had the CC just below us. We'll cover that in a second. But I was basically going to add to the CC. And I entered there at 34,303. It was a market order. And it just so happened that I entered that at market, and straight away, like literally the market just turned around pretty instantly. And it obviously made its way back up to that 36,000 SR level. But yeah, this was a entry. So to answer your question, the reason why I entered here was because this was coming down really, 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 really quick. The market was very, 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 very scared. And also the fact, well, it falls under the same thing, I suppose, really scared, and so many people selling. But this is selling into support. Okay. I would not have been able to long here if I did not have the plan this morning. If I was not calling to the champions exactly where I'm going to be taking those longs, I wouldn't have been able to do it, because I would have been sat there like a deer in a headlights thinking, what do I do next? Like I you just freeze, don't you? If you don't have a plan, you are just going to freeze and think, what am I doing? Or you're going to have made the mistake of longing here, longing here, longing here, longing here, longing here, longing here. And then when it actually comes down to the support, well, you've lost so much money by longing way too early. You probably then don't actually even take the long off of, well, the really big support. And, you know, you probably hopefully will learn the lesson of don't long before you get to the level where I literally tell everyone we're going to wait for the longs. But yeah, it was a mixture really of the crazy massive selling, hitting support, having a plan, and waiting for the reaction. So those are some of the key things for me that signaled to me, okay, let's take this long, and let's take this long and see how it goes. So yeah, that's basically that. And then we obviously got the bounce up to 36k. Well, we've just come back and we've retested that once more. So we will cover this range, I suppose, in a second. But looks like we've hit our light goal here, which is amazing. So I suppose what we're going to say here then is, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, I'm really, 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 really excited to bring on our next special guest for you. It's going to be a nice one. What we're going to do is we're going to have a speak about some of her experiences. Obviously, maybe speak about the time zone difference and how she gets around this, because I know we have had a lot of messages from people within this time zone, just wondering how it kind of is done, how you can like go about it. So I'm really, really, really happy to introduce you all to Outsider. Hello.
Hi, how is everyone? Thanks
Very
for having
good.
me.
How are you doing? It must be very, very early for you.
It is. So it's about 5:30 a.m. Hopefully everyone
5:30
can hear
a.m.
me well. I haven't had any sleep, guys, so I'm alert and I've been waiting for this. So thanks for the likes.
Yeah, she was not slept all night in anticipation of the live stream. So that is absolute dedication for the stream. So if you are happy that she has managed to stay up all night for this stream, you've got to absolutely smash up those likes for her, ladies and gentlemen. Smash up those likes, because she has been up all night in anticipation of this live stream. That is dedication, and we can only just say thank you so much for joining us very early in the morning for you. It's going to be worth it.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. New Zealand is better than Australia. What do you have to say about that? Somebody said that in the chat.
Australia's definitely better. No, it's obviously it's quite difficult. Obviously, being on a different time zone, being in chart champions UK time minus Australia. So you just got to kind of really balance it out, and sometimes you've got to do your night shifts. And really work it out if you want to trade within the group, because what time is it there in London at the moment? It's like 7:30 p.m.
7:30, yeah.
So we're always on opposite shifts. So, but you got to be part of the community. You got to make sacrifices, right?
Yeah, but I suppose what I really loved about like your commitment is that you've I remember like when you posted some of your books, and like you've fully studied all of the content, and I suppose like when you've fully studied it all, at the end of the day, I suppose it doesn't matter. So like you can get to that level where you can trade on your own without having to rely on, for instance, me saying buy or sell. You've
100%.
got to a point where you can make the decisions on your own, which is obviously that's the point that everybody really wants to be at, to not rely on somebody else, but to it's nice to have the community and have the that verification, I suppose. If you think, oh, Daniel's short as well, it's probably pretty nice, I suppose. But you've studied so hard, and that's why I absolutely love about like your commitment. And I remember just that's probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 months, a year ago.
Yeah,
I remember
I'd say that 8 months ago when I first
Yeah.
posted those stick outs, and yeah, it's just really, it was the CVD footprint charts, I think.
Oh yeah, that was. I wonder if I can actually find that. I don't know whether I'd ever be able to find that photo because it's probably lost. It's probably
I'll have
lost
to
in.
find it for you. I've got it somewhere.
Yeah, if we post, I'm sure people would be like massively impressed because I think that's like the dedication that people really need to trading and learning to trade. Because I just remember that I was like, wow, that's like seriously so impressive.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, that was my first post introducing myself, that I was a new member to Chart Champions. I'm a female trader. I know that, the trading space is quite male dominated, and I just wanted to see if there's any other female
I
traders
guess what does it feel like to be like a girl inside of trading? Do you really get, I don't know, do people look at you in a different way? Do you get like
No.
comments from people, or it's just everyone's just like, oh, fair enough, she's a girl that trades?
Exactly. Everyone in Chart Champions is just like treats each other in a non-biased way. We're pretty much a big family, and just all love trading. We share our charts, we share our IDs, we help each other, and yeah, no one really cares how much money you have, what gender you are. We just are there to trade.
Yeah, that's how it should be. So yeah,
Exactly.
that's cool. And then so
I also want to add.
oh yeah, so sure.
I also want to add, like, Outsider has proven herself already, so
Yeah.
she nailed the competition. So
Yes.
and
So
that was really nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
where did you finish in the competition in the end?
Fourth place.
Fourth place. Wow. Yeah. So there
That's
you go.
amazing.
I traded my first competition ever, and after studying all the content that Daniel has on the website, just really proves that how much you can grow over 8 months to a year, and
Yeah, exactly.
not just win top 10. You can actually win money, and it was such an amazing feeling to know that all your hard work and dedication and the long hours actually paid off. And you've got your family and friends to show, like, hey, look, this is my career, and I'm actually making something of myself, and we're
That is
building
really good.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I've been part of the group for about, I don't know, about 10 months, a year. Been trading about nearly full time for about the past maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
Had to make a lot of sacrifices, obviously, due to the different time zones. I do trade the Asia time zone, but I was constantly missing a lot of the good moves at the night, so I knew I had to make some sacrifices.
So when it's 8 a.m. in UK, what time would it be for you? How much time? What time? So if you're,
I think we're 10 hours ahead.
10 hours. Yeah, because that's when a lot of the moves seem to happen literally at that London Open. You get literally the direction sometimes of the whole day, and it literally turns right on London Open.
I definitely look out for Eagles levels. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Well, literally, that's what I made that comment today when I was taking that original short. Yeah. So today, literally, the minute that the Igor session started, like the price literally, that was the high, like period. The exact minute the Igor session opened, price instantly started to dump. So it's like Igor is like such a legend. Literally, like that template is incredible. But it was literally the minute that session started, and which is obviously for you, I suppose that's going to be well, you're like nighttime, really, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, I can see the sun coming up. My blinds are closed. I'm like, okay, let's not look at the
time. That is so crazy.
So yeah, basically, I got into crypto about, I bought Bitcoin probably when it was about $100 to $700 years ago. Obviously back then, everyone wished that they had bought more, but I really didn't start trading until up until 2017, when the whole bullish, crazy fanatic was going on, and everyone was in on it. And I guess my biggest takeaway from that was, I didn't really understand the difference between what an investor was and what a trader was. And I just hodled and, I made these amazing unrealized profits, and I just kept holding and holding. And then eventually, when the market started retracing, I just kept hoping and that, you know, it would go back up. And, you know, the next thing you know, my unrealized profits turned into losses, and my initial seed turned into losses. And, you know, it could have been life changing, but I didn't know about, you know, Daniel, anyone else, but I just were around people that were giving me wrong messages about holding. So, you know, I took some time off, and then last year a friend messaged me and was like, hey, there's this guy, his name's Daniel, you know, he really knows what he's talking about, have a look at his YouTube channel. And I remember he sent me your link, and the first video I watched was your parallel channels, and I was like, wow, what is this? What is this tool? And I was just used to when I started learning, I was just used to normal Fibonacci pools, a bit of Elliott wave counts, RSI, MACD, and I can tell you now I do not use those. It was just a really big eye opener. Watching that video, the free content that Daniel had, and I initially just signed up straight away. And yeah, there's like so much information, you just kind of, it's like overwhelming. You don't know where to start. You just have to realize, you know, it's a process, and don't rush it. You know, I used to be a school teacher, and I you know, I have confidence in myself that I knew I loved to trade, so I quit my job, and you know, now I trade pretty much full time. But you know, you just have to believe in yourself. If you really want to make a career out of this, you can't expect to be food fed. You have to really put in the hard work and the hours and the study. It's taken Daniel over 10 years to get where he is, and he deserves to make that kind of money. And you know, if we put in those hours and years, you know, we will hopefully eventually start to do that. So, exactly. And you know, trading can either make you or break you, and it's not for everyone. And you know, the biggest problem people do is just, you know, they believe it's like a get rich quick scheme thing. And they over leverage, and they enter trades without any risk management. So you really need to ask yourself, like, when you enter a trade, like, what's my intention behind this? Like, is it FOMO? Am I scared that I'm going to miss out on a trade? You know, am I revenge trading? You know, I've lost some money. Oh, come on, maybe I'll make back that $100, or maybe I'll make back that 1,000 that I lost. So you just really need to make sure that you're in the right mindset, and you know, trading with a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you know, you plan to fail. So when you look at charts, you know, Daniel would always say that, you know, you need to know where you're entering, where is your invalidation, and where are your targets. If you don't have those 3 steps already prepared, then you are not ready to enter that trade. You know, and a lot of people, you know, will just hold their positions until they're underwater and just keep hoping. And my biggest advice would be, the moment you just start hoping that the trade will turn around in your favor, close out of the trade. Because, you know, I've learned the hard way. I've been liquidated in the past, and you know, you learn through these mistakes and lessons. So just don't over leverage, and really it's just about preserving your capital and protecting yourself. And the number one thing is just risk management. I guess the other guys could back me up on this.
Yeah, it's exactly like this scenario here. Like, obviously, a few, you know, this would have been about 3 or 4 days ago. You know, we were talking you through how we were expecting this like massive breakout to the upside, and we got the massive breakout to the upside. But then it's like the scenario of it missed target, like the 1-to-1 measured move target, by literally like $300. It missed an overall measured move. So one could have been in the position of seeing massive profits turn to losses as it come back down. And the only way to combat that is obviously by taking profits, having a stop loss. Because if you had seen really big losses and then it's coming down and you're not selling, just because you hope for a bounce, you know, hoping for a bounce, and then it comes back to your entry and you're like, wow, I've just seen thousands of dollars profit turn into a loss or back to my entry, when you could have just had a stop loss, and then when price is dropping, you could have entered back down at support. And so having a stop loss, having a take profit set is just like, it's just so, yeah, like 100%, I back up exactly what you're saying. The mentality of just like hodl forever, which so many people have in cryptocurrency. And I can actually give a little bit of a, I'm going to expand a little bit into that in today's view, in today's stream, a little bit later. I'm going to expand of why you should not hodl Bitcoin. I'm going to give my perspective on, I really feel hodling Bitcoin is not the way to go. And I'll give my perspective on this, and I'll explain why I think hodling Bitcoin is not the right way to go, and I'll back that up. But yeah,
Exactly. Like as traders, we really don't care if tomorrow we wake up and Bitcoin is $50,000 because we trade based on percentage moves, and
yeah,
we aren't investors and we don't hold long-term growth. Yeah, maybe sometimes like Daniel will do that in the stock market, but cryptocurrency, if you're trading, you need to really just figure out what kind of trader you are and what trading style really suits you. Are you a swing trader? Do you prefer day trading? Are you a scalp trader? I've literally tried all three, and I feel like these days now doing it full time, I've got more time, and scalp trading and day trading definitely suits my style. And there's definitely things like exo charts that just, it's another eye opener of a different world out there. Like whoever thought you could zoom into a candle and see how many buys and sells there are, and divergences and negative and positive delta. It's insane.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Some of the edges and advantages you can get there, they're absolutely massive. I mean, look at this. So this is just on the. So here we are on the 5-minute chart. We can see that there's our value area high of this range. We can see that that's where we literally just got a rejection from. And there's our value area low of this range, and that's where we've just bounced from. And then we have our point of control as resistance. So what one could be doing is literally just trading currently this range. What you have is you'll move back to the highs. You could look to just trade this range, and it could form this triangle here. We could get this triangle that curls up before we get a break of the triangle. That, I suppose, I'm predicting that we could see a triangle here. And let's just see, if we got a break of this triangle, we could be looking for a move to the upside to around, that would bring us up to around $38,200 if we break that triangle to the upside. If we break it to the downside, we'd be looking at around $33,000. So that is kind of what I would be looking at next. Let's see if we can get this break on the stream. So one would bring us down to around 33,000, and that would be Trader R's target, which he had last night, if I remember correctly. And if we break to the upside, we'd actually be coming up to test around $38,000. So we're actually just seeing this curl up. But I mean, this is the thing, you don't need to be trading the break, because at the moment you could just be trading the range that you're actually forming here. We've got a real clear high, we've got a real clear low, and we're just literally going sideways for the time being. But that would be a breakout target to the upside, and that would be your breakout target to the downside of this current, which I'm thinking we could form a bit of a triangle here. So that would be interesting if we can get that break.
perfect. Yeah, what else was everyone going to say? Yeah, just have some favorite tools that I would use every day. Just be like, everyone's got their own, like Daniel's showing, fixed ranges, parallel channels, negative fibs. What else do you guys prefer?
Oh, I mean, for me, I absolutely love Fibonacci. Like Fibonacci for me is like it's like the god. I really want to go to Pisa in Rome. I know that they got the Fibonacci statue. I just want to get like 70 photos with the Fibonacci. But my Instagram will be full of just me posing with the Fibonacci man.
I mean, if I was making as much money as you two, I would go there and I would bow down to it and pray to it. Thank you, Fibonacci God.
Mr. Fibonacci God, you literally changed my life. But yeah, well, as soon as coronavirus ends, I will be going to Pisa to get the photo with the Fibonacci man. That's for sure. But yeah, so I got to say Fibonacci, just absolutely love it. I suppose like, and then for Eunice, yours is, what would you say? Yours probably Elliott waves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then on the second place, I would also say the fixed range.
Yeah, that's so. I think the fixed range is like so underrated. Like
Oh,
you
for
never
sure.
see anybody using it apart from us.
Once you gave the live stream from the fixed range, teaching us how to use it, I mean, yeah, that was a game changer for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's so simple. You just have to trade the value
It's
area
very
high, the value
simple. Yeah.
under control. And look how well respected the chart is right now.
Hmm.
It's
It's
honestly, you
crazy.
don't.
And it's like well, it's literally like people are like, oh, maybe it isn't right, but literally that fixed range gave you the absolute high of the retest, and it gave you the absolute low of the retest. Like this tool is so underrated, and nobody is using this tool at the moment. What I think is probably going to happen, and make a prediction, is like people are going to start to watch these videos and give it 1, 2, maybe 6 months. It's probably going to be everywhere, to be fair,
Yeah,
because like
probably.
this tool is so good, but it's massively underrated. Like not many people use it, but it is. Wow, I mean,
Trader R in the chat. Daily
there's Trader
pivots.
Ryan. Oh, daily Trader Ryan his daily pivots. He's already hit both of his daily pivots today, hasn't he?
Yeah.
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 Who else is in the chat? Jimmy.
Jimmy is also in the call. Hey,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
How are you doing, mate?
Good, good, good.
Yeah. What's your favorite?
My favorite tool, I have to say, is Fibonacci time. It is amazing what it can predict.
Yeah.
Like it pretty much hit the high on the 1-to-1 on the time, at the 786, and it just dropped from there. So definitely it was amazing. Here, let me post a chart.
Yeah, I suppose like that's the cool thing about fib time, because this is what I say like a lot. Like let's say you were expecting, I don't know, let's say you were expecting a breakout here, but then you have a Fibonacci time pool that maybe you had a Fibonacci time pool that equaled telling you that you were expecting a break around 7 p.m. So a lot of trading, you can get the direction correct, but if you time your entry wrong, you can lose money. Because let's say, for example, you were expecting a bounce for a long, but you started to long early here, and then you got stopped out. You know, you could have tried to long, got stopped out, tried to long, got stopped out, tried to long, got stopped out. So you would have got it right eventually that there was a bounce, but you'll have taken like 5 losses in a row before the bounce. So like Fibonacci time is there to aid you in saying the bounce is likely to occur at this time. So it aids you in having more confidence in your analysis to long at not only the right level, but then also the right time. Yeah, I agree. Fibonacci time is, again, another massively underrated tool. I don't know why nobody else uses these tools, but yeah, fib time is so good. I
Daniel,
agree.
we have a donation from somebody
Oh, who
special.
from? I can't remember how. Oh, Dario. I know I missed a donation yesterday, but Eunice, you're still in my head. Thank you, Watchdown. I love you all. Dario, I'm sure Eunice loves you too. I love you, Dario, as well. I love you, Dario.
Yeah, we all love Dario.
Let's see if we can give a quick reminder to everybody that we are going to be doing a question and answer towards the end of the stream. So if you guys want your questions answered, then you follow Daniel on Instagram, and then you can follow me, the one I am Neo, on Instagram. Both are linked in the description box, and you direct message me your question, and I will start to read those to Daniel towards the end. I already got a couple questions lined up, so just want to let that reminder.
I'll show people on the stream. So what we're saying there is make sure you follow. Oops, let's just get rid of that. Oh, so make sure you followed us on Instagram, and obviously Neo and on Instagram. And what we're going to do then is we're going to answer your questions at the end of tonight's live stream. So that's going to be giving back to the community of answering all your questions, trying to help out as much people as possible in the time that we have tonight. That'll be very much worth it. To stick around for the end of the stream, and hopefully we'll see this break of this triangle as we progress as well. That would be absolutely brilliant. Again, we're looking for either $33,000, or if we break to the upside, that would give us about $38,000. And we'll cover some more confluences as we get to this as well.
Daniel, I posted a chart in the Discord. If you want to just
let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this is Jimmy's chart on the Fibonacci time. you want to talk people through it.
Yep, sure, I definitely will.
Yeah. I've got it up, mate.
You have it up there? Give me a second.
It's
Sorry, I'm
on the
watching the
screen.
YouTube. It's a little bit delayed. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's like a
yes.
30-second delay.
Yeah. So I was so I thought that it was going to turn around at around the 618, the CC, and as you can see, it went down a little bit. I hit a take profit, but eventually I got stopped out of it. And you can see that the time wasn't right. So
Yeah.
when it came up to the 786, and I saw that it was hitting the Fibonacci time 1-to-1, which is pretty much from the high to the low, and it's the same amount of time. You can see that that's when the actual drop happened. So
Yeah.
if you know that the time is right and the level is correct as well, then you can be a little bit more confident that you are going to get a drop.
Yeah.
So that's why I love Fibonacci time so much.
Yeah, I think that is really impressive. Like and I think that this is like the thing that I think is really good about this, and also really important to show, because it's like we took a trade here at the CC, and obviously it got stopped out, but it's not going to be in a situation like Jimmy here hasn't entered a short and then it's gone above his level and he's just holding on to the short and holding on to the short and holding on to the short, waiting for it to come down. No, he's obviously hit take profit 1 as he took these lows. Also, that was off the VWAP, wasn't it? So I remember that one. And then obviously it's come back up. He's got stopped out of the trade. That's absolutely fine. As a trader, you have to be able to take losses. That's absolutely totally fine and normal. And then what's happened is that's fine. Invalidated on this trade. It's come up to his next level, which is obviously then the retest of this point of control. But not only retesting the point of control, it's also happening on that 1-to-1 fib time. So that's just then giving you really high confidence to short again. I guess your invalidation was above the high.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was a little bit above the point of control. I gave myself a little bit of room, but
Yeah.
I didn't even need it at the end. It definitely just kept going. So that was really nice.
If I remember correctly, that was like 30 minutes into the daily open as well. Like, yeah,
Yep.
I suppose like the whole setup there. So you had so you had Jimmy shorting up there. You had Trader R shorted up there. You had Yunus shorted up there. My short, all those people shorted better than me. Like my short was lower down. I did not get into that short up there. So like literally these people outperformed me on the short through their analysis, which is really, really, really great. Because my short was actually taken as I suppose, I don't know, confirmed more of a break. For me, my short was much lower than theirs.
Yeah, I actually remembered you were saying that you were actually going to go sleep in your long. So
yeah,
I was actually definitely worried, but after this group is not all about like just follow what Daniel does, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's about learn the skills so that you are confident to take the trade. And then, sometimes it works out and sometimes you get stopped out. But at the end of the day, it's all about making money and just taking those setups when they're there.
Yeah, like 100% agree.
And if I don't learn, then I would have never been able to take that trade. And, although I would eventually take the trade in the morning when you took it, I got that extra little, 5 to 10%, or sorry, little 2 to 3% there.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah, I like that. I like what you say. It's good.
Yeah. And it's definitely not just about following you, but definitely you are a good confluence. It's nice that if you are in the same trade, but it's really scary when you're not in the same trade as me, when I'm counter trading you.
Don't counter trade Daniel.
Yeah, that's kind of what everybody say. Don't counter trade Daniel. But Daniel's only human. Every once in a while, he will, we'll get it right, but just not very often.
What's in a blue moon?
Yeah, but definitely appreciate all that you're teaching me and giving me the confidence to take these trades. It's just amazing. I
appreciate that, man. And then obviously the thing is that you're putting in the effort, so you deserve all the rewards. It's like we say, it's not. I'm not going to be controlling your mouse and entering the triggers for you. So like you deserve everything. And I suppose like just as you win everything, you lose everything yourself. Like it's all based on your own decisions at the end of the day. So hats off and well done, honestly.
Thank you.
Got a question or a statement that somebody just said in the chat that it's kind of interesting. I think probably a good topic of discussion is they say, why are you fools trading BTC? Go learn how to value invest and stop gambling with your money. What what do you guys have to say to people that still don't believe in Bitcoin or still don't believe that trading is possible? You have those doubters,
My reply is going to be this. So the guy that says, why are we gambling and wasting our money? This is what I will reply to you. Let's go over to my trade that I'm in right now. Okay.
Here it comes.
Here I am, $36,000 profit. I've already realized $37,000 profit today. So I have made today, well, this is about coming on $80,000 profit today. So there's my answer.
For gambling.
For you. Literally, that's why I trade. Because if I was sat here doing nothing or just hodling, I would be down thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars of profit. But instead, I trade, I put my money where my mouth is, and I've made today nearly $80,000. That's why I trade, yeah. So that's for the haters, that's for the people that doubt trading, or that's for the people that doubt the skill, because you put in the time, you put in the effort, and the rewards, wow. I mean, how many other people are going to be walking around away with $80,000 profit today? I don't know. Maybe there's going to be some other people, but not very many, I wouldn't have thought.
But I think too, the thing that struck me about, and definitely would love to hear everybody else's opinions, the thing that struck me the most about that comment was the word gambling. As if this is the Russian roulette table or something like that, and you're just rolling dice, and maybe you're going to be right, maybe you're going to be wrong. And it's kind of like, you have proven to people in this group and just in general that this is not gambling. When you're winning 80-90% of your trades, sometimes 100% of your trades on a day-by-day basis, that's not gambling. That's literally the opposite of gambling. So it's like, what do you guys have to say about people calling trading gambling?
I think if you just show your charts of your P&L, you can see it just constantly go up. So how is that gambling when it's just consistently going up? It's not like one big trade where it just, magically just goes up, right? It's consistently day after day after day, just taking profits and making a little bit here, a little bit there, and seeing your portfolio grow like 2-3 times, right? So I don't see how that's gambling at all. I find it more like a job that I really enjoy doing. Right.
Yeah,
and I take home my paycheck.
Yeah, there's no way that gambling is obviously going and playing on the slot machines. That's obviously like gambling, but trading, what you have to remember is trading is off of an edge and off of statistics. So the thing is that I think people don't really fully comprehend it, because I have to say, like, the next trade that I take, obviously I have no idea whether that trade is going to win or it's going to lose. But what I can say to myself is, under the trades I'm taking, I can say statistically, over the course of 25 trades, I'm going to be winning about 85% of my trades under a particular set of criteria. So statistically, I am the casino. I have the edge. But what I can say is, I never with 100% know whether is my next trade going to be a winner or a loser. That I do not know. What I do know is, over the next 25 trades, I have on average about this 85%, 90% win rate, which is what gives me the confidence to continuously take the same setup. I know with 100% certainty, I do not know whether my next trade is going to be a winner or a loser. I do not know that. But what I do know is, if I take the loss, I'm not going to be affected by it, and I'm going to take the next one. If it loses again and I get 2 losses in a row, guess what? I'm not going to be affected by it, and I'll take the next one. If I take 3 losses in a row, guess what? I'm not going to be affected by it, and I'm going to take the next one. Because I can have a string of 3 losses in a row, and then I'll go for a string of 5 wins in a row. It's like, you got to play the probabilities. We're playing the statistical edges that we have in this market. And I don't think that nobody can deny that it doesn't work. Maybe you could deny that it doesn't work if I'm here on YouTube never showing you my trades. If I'm just showing you hindsight things, I'm not able to show you the levels that we're going to bounce off of. I'm not able to show you in real time with predictions. That's where I think we're going to bounce. Levels of interest, of support. Literally this morning, calling the exact level where I was going to be longing. And I'll show you this, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show you my take profit order. Look at the level that I literally wrote in the group to everybody. 34,800. That is the level that I was waiting for. Look at my take profit on this trade, where I took $400,000 of profit at 34,794. So I stuck to exactly what I was telling everybody in the champions group. I took $400,000 of profit, and it's like, no, that realized me 1 Bitcoin profit in a day, which is obviously not bad. Well, actually, in a few hours. So it's like, I just don't see. I mean, I understand how people could maybe try and argue this if there's nobody able to literally just say, well, look at this. And I mean, literally the results are right in front of you. So I find it very hard for anybody to try and argue against the point of, you know, all of my accounts have always grown like exponentially day on day on day on day. So I don't know, if I was gambling, I don't think that would be possible.
I think it's mainly because 95% of the people who do trade are gamblers, and that's
exactly
where, right? Like, I mean, I want to compare it to like poker. Most poker players are just gamblers, but there are the elite few who can make money, right? And those are the ones that study the game and have an edge over the other players. Whereas in trading, if you're not going to learn any of the technical analysis and you're just going to say, oh, Bitcoin's pumping, let's buy. Oh, Bitcoin's dumping, let's sell. Yeah, you're probably going to lose money, and you're probably just gambling.
Yeah, I agree. That's a known fact. Like 95% of traders will lose money. Okay, that's just an absolute given fact. Because why do they lose money? They don't have a clue what they're doing, really. A lot of people, you know, they're going to be scrambling. You know, as this was falling down today, how many people do you think were buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying? A lot. I'm sure a lot of people. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. They were buying because they were just hoping that was the bottom. They were hoping. The whole time they're just losing and losing and losing and losing and losing money. Why were they just didn't have a few factors. You know, 95% of traders are going to be losing money because they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a plan. And they're just too emotional. You know, a lot of people just don't have the emotions on check. That's, you know, they struggle because maybe it reaches their support. You know, like today, it reached the level that I was waiting for, and I took profits. You know, there was no emotion involved in that. You know, I was just really simply taking profits. If it goes down lower, it goes down lower. If it bounces, it bounces. You know, I had no emotion involved behind that decision making. All of my emotions were just focused on the charts, focused on my plan, and well, as we see, we spent literally a few minutes below that, and then we got the bounce up to $36,000. So it's obviously a nice take profit. Yeah, I think that's obviously the way that you can counteract the gambling argument.
I've been in the group, if I may just interrupt. I've been in the group now. I'm listening very carefully, and I've just posted something on Discord. If you just want to pull up, it's just a date. So if you want to just put up and put it in front of the screen on our group.
Oh yeah, here we go.
The channel, yeah. So that's when I joined. So it's quite a while now. And if there's something that Daniel is not, is a gambler. I mean, the amount of knowledge that he's pouring out is just unbelievable. But one thing you have to do is study hard, and you can get, you know, what the whole deal is, you know, of becoming a profitable trader. But it takes time. It takes, you know, time, hours, you know, studying. It's not given on a plate. And Daniel is not a gambler. You know, he's proven that, you know, over and over again. You know, he doesn't have to come here and tell you guys that he's a profitable trader. Just, you know, well, that's it. That time there. Yeah. You know, 2018. That's a long time.
But I think this is crazy because so Igor joined just as we were starting in 2019, and now he's literally one of the most respected and best traders in the group, making these. I mean, that is a journey and a half. It really is.
Yeah, and I've absolutely enjoyed every single bit of it. And you know, 3 kids, and you know, business, and you know, all that to the side. It takes time, dedication, sweat, lose money, lose sleep, but you know, you just So you're not a scammer or a gambler or anything like that, you know.
To be honest, I mean, I've gone through it all, obviously, in terms of the trolls, and yeah, people could say what they want. Honestly, I honestly just, I mean, it's just one of his things. I honestly just could not care less or give a second's thought of the day. It's like the analogy I've said a few times, like, you know, the people that are going to troll and hate and things like this. It's like we are the champions of the Premier League right now. Like, we are the champions and the best. And then it's like one of these haters that trades like $10. It's like they're the low league team that no one's ever heard of, and they're then trying to say, oh wow, they're only winning the league because they're match fixing, or, you know, nobody's gonna care what they say. Like, nobody literally is gonna care what these people say, and especially the champions themselves. Like, you're not gonna literally not gonna care what another person is saying about you, because you know yourself that you're right. The people that actually follow know that you're right. And so these random people that try and like say these things, it's just like, I don't know, honestly just could not care in the slightest.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, it's
I
funny.
agree.
Daniel, I found the link.
Have you
on my
found the
phone.
link to your book?
Yeah, so I sent it to you via DM.
Oh, let's load this up. This is brilliant. This one is brilliant. It's fine. Yeah, so this is what we mean by the dedication that you have to put into trading. So this was like, when I saw this, it made me like so happy.
Look at my
I
notes
remember.
underneath. I remember saying that. When was that?
Yeah, that
we
was a
go.
great post.
Oh, there you go, guys. You can see that it's right there.
So much love.
Yeah.
Like, these are all of her notes on the, you know, absorption at the high, the swing failure pattern.
That was the delta, wasn't it? In the
And look
CVD.
at
And
that. Yeah. That's all
I
the
remember that.
CVD.
Yeah,
That's
I
exactly what
remember
we're
because
looking at.
yeah,
That was a pain cutting out.
yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, like, that is seriously, that's what we're
Yeah.
all about. You know, that is why we do Chart Champions. It's to see people actually fully studying like this, to take it seriously. And, you know, now Outsider is literally full-time trading. So it's like a dream of wanting to trade and then making that dream like an actual reality. And it's only possible through putting in this amount of hard work. Like, this is what I mean. Like, you know, even with the group, a lot of people that join Chart Champions, to be honest, are not going to put in the effort that's required to make it. That's why a lot of people will drop out. It's the same in uni and college. Like, a lot of people just drop out because they just aren't made for it. But the people that stick to it, the people that put in the time, put in the effort, put in the dedication, they're going to be reaping the rewards by the end of it. And, you know, Outside literally now full-time trading, and it's all because of that amount of study and hours. It's just, for me, that's absolutely amazing. And yeah, that
Dedication.
was really good. That's great. Yeah, that is really impressive. And it's funny, like, some of the people that have replied, so like Igor replying, and now he's one of the best traders. And Mike, obviously now he works for us. We had Jez. That's really cool. Oh, and then Mike also printed out some stuff. But, you know, that really shows you, like, the people that are doing the best are the people that have actually made the notes, studied, and, you know, reaped awards. So it's brilliant. It really is. I love that.
So good. A flashback memory. I remember you showed your post as well about when you wrote your notes. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that from, yeah, I do remember that, off of the top of the Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy thing. Yeah, so I mean, here on the Bitcoin charts, I'll give people a bit of an update of what I feel is happening here. I feel ultimately we've still got this range going on. So until we actually break this low, we are still currently, although it's obviously making these lower highs now, we have just still ultimately got a bit of a range going on here at the moment. So we are still at this point of control support. Yeah, it's kind of like, I do feel as if we could get this move to take the 30, well, I suppose that 33k I'm still aware of, because that's a big level for Trader R. So that 33k I feel pretty important. Obviously we got these lows here which are about 34,000. So I do feel that we can get another drop here to at least 34,000, I would say, to be honest. I have no reason to not think that at the moment. But currently what you have going on here is a bit of a range. So you do have the lows really obvious. And you can see here, we've just touched that point of control again to this time the exact dollar for a bounce. Like, literally that one is to the exact dollar for the bounce. Obviously here we missed it by $50. So we'll see what happens now. We've just hit it. But we're right off of that point of control again. bit of a buyback. So I think at the moment, it's not that exciting, I know, for everybody, but you have got a range. So I'm still expecting, ultimately, until proven otherwise, we're in a downtrend at the moment. So we can still be looking for these lower levels. And I think your next big level is really $34,000. So don't forget this one. I would, now I look at this, probably I'd say $34,000 is your support below you. We're forming lower highs. And yeah, really that if we do break to the upside, I do think that you can probably look to challenge about 36,800, let's just say 37,000. So that's kind of what I'm approaching this at the moment, everybody, so you're aware. I feel that we've got a range at the moment. If we break to the upside of the range, that would be my first major pivot that I'd be looking at here, which is 37,000. If we break to the downside, I would really be looking at 34,000 as the next close by target. Obviously below us, we have that Trader R target of 33,000. We have Younes's target of 30,000. To the upside, I'd really be looking at 36,860. And above that, yeah, probably going back above that 1-to-1, which is about $38,800. So at the moment, it's a time of a little bit of peace, I suppose, a little bit of sideways up price action. Just have to have this bit of patience at the moment. Does this break to the upside? If it does, I feel you're going to be looking at, yeah, literally that 36,860. If a break above this, you probably move towards that 38,800. Again, if we break to the downside, 34,000. If we break below that, probably 33,000 to maybe even 30,000. That would be pretty crazy. Yeah, obviously you got that CC coming in here. I mean, that 34K looks pretty big if we can get it. As it stands, with range bound, so it's not overly exciting when you're range bound, I suppose, for some people.
Daniel, if I could add something in during the conversation, I ended up taking a trade. I just posted it in the secret group, in the super special secret group. But you can show people, like, as we were on the call, I'm using the skills that I learned here to understand that we had a swing failure pattern of the lows on the 1 minute chart. And to most YouTubers, the 1 minute chart is the death chart. But I took that scalp trade right there, and then you can see the entry and the exit that I had there, and I made a 0.8% gain on that trade, and then I got out just in time because now we're coming back down. And so it's like, for the people that are talking about the people that are talking about gambling and this is all fake and TA doesn't work and all this other stuff, it's like, how do you explain that? How do you explain right there, just right now, you can go on the 1 minute chart and see, it's like, how do you explain that? How do you explain this if TA doesn't work, basically? How do you explain that this is gambling if this doesn't work? So it's like, So even though my mic is muted, I'm still trading.
Yep, he's still on the grind. He's still on the grind. But there you go. There's this entry after that 1 minute swing failure pattern. He had his stop loss. He had his target. 0.8% move for a scalp trader inside of this range right here. That's all you need. Like 0.8% is a big move. I don't think some people sometimes just appreciate how a percentage such as like 1% is actually a really, really, really big move. Well, that just proves it again, once again, that, down even on the 1 minute, you can be trading. It's impressive.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I suppose what we could do is, what should we do? What I'll do, actually, I'll do this question here as I remember it. And that is, what is my view on hodling? And you might have heard me earlier, which I do think is a very unpopular opinion inside of the cryptocurrency space. I am sure people are going to hate my opinion of this, but I don't really care. But I'm sure it's not very popular. And that is that you shouldn't just hodl forever your cryptocurrency. I actually, funnily enough, this was obviously totally random and not planned in any way, but this guy's obviously asked about hodling. And funnily enough, today on Instagram, I was talking about hodling. Or just talking about diversifying your portfolio. So I suppose I can just play this a second. You can hear what I was saying. And this should, hopefully, I can expand upon this. Okay, I'll expand upon this point. But let me unmute this a second, and I'll let you just hear this. Okay? So So this is my viewpoint on hodling, which I'll expand upon.
On a very cold winter's morning, I have a chart champion tip for you all here. And this is off of the cryptocurrency profits that you're going to be making over the next few years. Do not be the guy that goes out and wastes it all on a Lamborghini, where straight away you're going to be losing 50% of your money. What you really want to be doing is taking that money, the profits that you're making, and diversifying your portfolio. So let's say you take some of your profits out of crypto, and like I've just done, this is a new house added to the portfolio of passive income through renting out properties. This is one thing that I really like to do. Take a property, rent it out. You can do it up a little bit if you like, but that's not something I like to do. But what other things I really like to, say to people is really sensible for investments is, take some of your cryptocurrency profits, put it into real estate. Another thing I like to do is develop, put some money into developing countries. Obviously, I've talked a lot about Cambodia. I've talked a lot about Georgia. For me, these are up and coming developing countries where you can have some money, even in just their banks, and you're going to be earning 9-10% interest a year. So it's, in my opinion, I like to do these sort of things. Diversify my portfolio, put some money maybe into bonds, into stocks. You could put it low risk, high risk. There's a lot of things, but what you don't want to do is fall into the trap of buying something which is going to depreciate straight away, or just hodl forever. You have to diversify. Well, this is what I do anyway, so you can kind of do what you want, I suppose. But this is my tip. And even while we're doing this, I'm still in this short position, which is in $23,000 of profit. So it's been a good morning. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you on the live stream tonight, everybody, because we have hit the 800 like goal target. So I will see you in the live stream tonight.
I was basically saying, I'll expand upon that point and now for you all. And that is, so why shouldn't you hodl forever? Well, if you hodl forever, how are you going to actually make any money? Because unrealized profit, it's just like here, unrealized profits. This is not actually money made yet until I realize, like, this is real hard on Bitcoin made. I cannot lose that now. I've realized the profits. Whereas this, I could essentially lose because it's unrealized. The same as just hodling forever. You can hodl Bitcoin forever, but you've not actually made any money until you sell. Okay, so hodling Bitcoin forever is actually just does not make sense, because how are you ever actually going to make any money? Because you cannot make money until you sell. And unless cryptocurrency becomes adopted as a currency, that's too speculative. All we're saying is right now in the moment. So if you actually want to make money right now, you do have to sell. Okay, if you want to go and buy a house in England, and I say to them, I want to pay in Bitcoin, they're literally just gonna laugh at me. They're not going to accept it. So if I want to buy a house, then I'm going to have to sell my cryptocurrency and buy a house. So it's like hodling forever just does not make sense. So what does make sense? Well, learning to trade. And guess what? If you wanted to go and buy a house, what you could have done is use some technical analysis to work out 42,000 was going to be the high, and sell your cryptocurrency there. And then we obviously had a 30% drop to the downside. What you could even do as a hodler, sell at $42,000. And just remind you that I did sell $42,000. We had a 30% drop to the downside. You could have actually increased your portfolio by, let's say, you got in after the bounce started, 20%. So, you have 10 Bitcoin, you managed to sell at the highs, buy down near the lows, and now you suddenly have 12 Bitcoin. So you made an extra 2 Bitcoin by trading. Whereas people that are just going to hodl forever, firstly, when are you going to sell? You have to sell at some point. Well, I guess you don't have to sell at some point, but then it's just a virtual currency that no one currently cares about in terms of real world use cases. Just the example of buy a house. How are you going to do that with Bitcoin? You're going to struggle in England, for example. And the second thing is if you learn to trade, well, you can actually increase the amount of Bitcoin that you have by trading. Again, this is obviously some people are going to lose money. That's a big known fact. And lots of people lose money in trading. But if they actually study and put in the time, you can massively increase the amount of Bitcoin you have. I mean, today I've made 1 Bitcoin like 100%. Whatever happens today, I've made 1 Bitcoin at the very least. Maybe I'll be making 2 Bitcoin or more, maybe 3 Bitcoin if we drop a little bit more, because I am trading. And so I'm able to, you love Bitcoin? Well, why, instead of just like hodling it forever and using fiat to continuously data cost average. Like, I have not bought with spot. I can't remember the last time, because I just trade to get more Bitcoin. If I want more Bitcoin, I'll just trade for it. So that's my like thing against hodling. First, you got to say, when are you going to sell? Secondly, I'm going to say it's kind of paper money. That's why kind of you need to sell at the moment. And thirdly, well, you can literally just make more money or make more Bitcoin by trading. So, you know, the hodl case is really for investors, period. And if you want to invest, you know, you're going to do what you want to at the end of the day. So, you know, if you just want to invest, that's not trading. But if you want to trade, then, you know, hodling just doesn't really make sense in my opinion. And again, I know that is totally a, you know, it's kind of like a hated thing to say inside of the cryptocurrency space, you know. But, you know,
Especially now with the rise.
yeah, people
the rise of
don't
Bitcoin.
really like this thing of, oh no, this guy is saying don't hodl. But yeah,
Until this turns around and we're back at 10K.
yeah, I mean, you're going to see the people that will say Bitcoin is never going to go below X amount of dollars ever again. You're never going to see a Bitcoin down this low. But the thing is, you know, how many times did we hear in 2018, 2019, 2020 that you were never going to see Bitcoin below 10K again? And then we dropped to $3,000. You know, so the people that say like this is never going to happen, like, just actually don't understand the mechanics of trading, because, or the mechanics of a market. Because obviously people that are saying this is never going to happen just don't understand actually how the markets work. Of course it can happen. So never just does not exist in trading. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion on that. Yeah, was there any other questions that have come through, Neo?
Well, I think we could say we're at 2,600, almost 2,700 live viewers, so we really appreciate that. And we're at 1.3 thousand likes. So what we can do is, let's say 1,800 likes if you guys want to move on to the question and answer portion of the video while we're waiting for Bitcoin to do something. So go ahead and start smashing up the like button. That lets us know that you guys are ready. And let's have a goal of 1,800. And we want to see that, just like Yunus just posted, the thumbs up like emoji in the chat too. So yeah, let's get that up to 1,800 and we'll start the question and answer. And just as a reminder, the questions are being filtered through my direct messages on Instagram. So you have to follow Daniel, then follow me, and that way you'll be able to direct message me, and I'll start reading off some of the questions there. So in the meantime, we can just...
Well, there is a question that came in for you, Neil. So somebody asked, what kind of fees are you paying to be able to take a 0.8% trade?
Were you asking me or Neo? Sorry.
Neo.
Say it again.
So what kind of fees are you paying to take a 0.8% trade?
Oh yeah. So on Bybit, the thing that I love about it is that they actually pay you if you place a limit order. So that trade that I was in, I got in at limit, and so they paid me, and then I got out at limit, so they paid me. So not only did I win the trade, but they also paid me
Twice.
to get in both of those trades, get in and out of the trade. And so on some of the other exchanges out there, they actually charge you a fee whether you limit in or market in. But Bybit is one of the rare exchanges that does that. And so that's why we do trade on Bybit. And that's why we also have a special promotion that Daniel was able to work out with them to give you guys some extra money if you guys deposit some Bitcoin. So I'll let Daniel talk about that.
Yeah. So this is why we love, this is like, so we'll trade whichever exchange is the best. Like, you know, we were trading on BitMEX, then they kind of died, moved across to Bybit because they literally just were the next best exchange. So I am a big disliker of Binance because of the fees. I'm a big disliker of Coinbase. The fees are just too much. So Bybit has this massive draw to them of they are going to pay you to enter trades. So taking a tiny move such as, I don't know, even a 0.1% trade, you're making money because you could literally have bought 34,899 and sold 34,900. So half a cent move, half a dollar move, sorry. And you would have made money off of entering and exiting that trade, because for each trade that you enter at limit, they are literally going to pay you. So that's how you can make money on a $1 move, because you're getting paid to enter and paid to exit out of those limit orders. So that's why we kind of just love Bybit. Because
it's a great
people pay you.
exchange.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are also usually asking at the same time, like, what is the best exchange to use in the U.S. because they, we know that the U.S. doesn't like cryptocurrency, and so from what I have been told, I don't know if
I was speaking to someone earlier, and apparently we're not allowed to really recommend the use of VPNs. So
oh, okay,
yeah, I think we've got to be careful not saying this actually.
Yeah, so you guys can just go and figure it out yourself on how to make things work in countries that you're not allowed to use something or whatever it is. But yeah, we are starting to have a little bit of a move up.
We have one more question.
At the one minute time, yeah.
I guess this one's for Daniel. How are you making money right now when the price is going down? How are you up 80K today?
Oh, because this is one that I saw from the guy with the donation. He was like saying, like, how do you short Bitcoin? So the answer of both of those is like literally from shorting Bitcoin. So like, how do you short Bitcoin in the UK? Well, I'm obviously traded on Bybit, which lets me short. So just as when I'm longing, and you have to remember we were longing here, and when price was going up, we were making money and making money and making money and making money. And then when price is going down, we were making money. So you can make money when price goes up. You can make money when price goes down. And to make money when price is going down, you have to short. Okay. And obviously my kind of exchange of choice and a lot of the champions is Bybit. So that's how I was able to make about, again, this is unrealized profit, so this can change, but hard, cold, locked in the bank profit, about $40,000 today, is from shorting Bitcoin. So you can see here, entry of a short, price has gone down, made money as it's going down. So yeah, that's how I do that in the UK. I'm over on Bybit, and that's how you do it in general by shorting. And that's where we do that over on Bybit. And yeah, so you could use that link of the affiliate link, and that will obviously give you a deposit entry, like a deposit bonus of up to $590 if you deposit 1.5 Bitcoin. If you don't have that much money, it's fine. You can deposit just 0.01 Bitcoin, and they'll give you a free $15. So every little helps, and that's the generosity of Bybit. They will top up your bank account essentially from just depositing some Bitcoin on their exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty nice of them.
Let's see. All right, I've got a lot of questions here, so I would say that we're almost at the goal of 1,800, but I do believe in you guys. I do believe that we'll be able to get it. I mean, we're almost at 3,000 viewers.
I mean, our likes are, the viewers were nearly at the all-time highs on the likes. So I suppose, I know it's been a bit of a slow stream in terms of not much price action has happened during the stream. Yeah. But what we can remind you all is I was warning you from this morning to get into the shorts essentially. Okay, so you can see the original short that was taken this morning was, within 5-10 minutes of taking this short position, I was alerting everybody to the short. So you could have made a lot of money with me if you had got into that urgent update that I done on Instagram. So if you appreciate that, if you appreciate us going live in the moment, as this is dropping, giving you some help in terms of the support, not many people are going to be able to explain why are we bouncing here, why are we bouncing here? And, with this stream, we can show you exactly why we're bouncing here. And there you go. That's why we're bouncing here, because we are at that big point of control. Again, how many people do you think were able to tell you why we rejected up here? Well, we were telling you this yesterday, if you remember, the low volume push into the CME gap. And then we obviously got a retest and a big move to the downside. So we were able to give you the real reasons why prices are turning around where they are. And not only telling you this, but also showing you real trades and how I'm approaching these trades. I'm giving you the levels where I'm literally trading today millions of dollars to, how I've gone about these trades, how I'm then looking to take these trades. If we break to the downside, I've told you the levels that I'm literally going to be trading for. And if we break to the upside, I'm literally giving you the levels where I'm trading to the upside. And a really important thing that you have to remember with this analysis that I'm giving you here is it's not just analysis from a guy that doesn't trade. there is a big, big, big difference between analysis, where I can do this looking at a pretty chart all day long. Anyone can do this. I can tell you, I can tell people in the group earlier, 38,000 is a place where I'm going to be longing. And then when it gets there, I don't do anything. But guess what? There is a big difference between writing a price and doing analysis and actually putting money on the line trading. And I feel that you guys are like really, really fortunate to like be able to see this today, because there's not many people that are going to be trading with hundreds and thousands of dollars and actually giving you the real reasons of why they're entering, why they're exiting, where they're looking towards. So, if you really appreciate this, and honestly, I'm more than happy to do it. If you really do appreciate what we're doing here for you, you can absolutely smash up those likes buttons. Let's see if we can get the likes to 1,800 likes. We're about 200 likes away. That will show us that you are ready for the questions and answers. And, we're going to help as much of you as possible tonight with these questions and answers. That'd be like a nice way to wrap off the stream. So once again, although there hasn't been so much happening in terms of price action, we have given you some really, really, really important levels that you can now be aware of. So you're not going to be like a deer in the headlights with no plan, no idea what to do, but you're ready and waiting now for, if we break to the downside, the levels we are actually trading hundreds and thousands of dollars on. And if we break to the upside, the levels that we're looking for to the upside. So you're ready now with these key levels, and you're starting to understand why we reversed here, why we bounced here. Information that not many people are going to know. Well, they might be able to show you off of a pretty chart, but are they actually trading it? I don't know. Not many people, I don't really think, are down here on the 1 minute chart like we are trading this. So
Oh,
there you go.
Also, I'm just seeing, we forgot to mention that the Instagram accounts for Daniel and for me are in the description below. So you guys just click the show more if you need to, and then you'll see Chart Champions, Instagram.com/Chart Champions, and Instagram.com/the1IamNeo. And you send your questions to me. I've got them queued up. We're almost at 1.8 thousand likes. We appreciate you guys showing us so much love and sticking with us. Even though, let's just be real, Bitcoin is not doing much of anything. But also too, let's also be real, is that this happens a lot with Bitcoin. You have a massive volatile move like this, you shake out tons and tons. I mean, the volume on this fall had to have been in the possibly billions. And then after that, you have people scared, and then you start consolidating. And then once the longs and shorts start building up and people start building up their stop losses for their new trades, then that's when you are able to get the next volatile move. So, but we also have to appreciate, if you're following Daniel on his Instagram, then you'd been able to follow along with that short and get in along with him. So let's see where we're at on the likes. I don't know if Igor or Yunez or Outsider, if you guys have anything that you want to say before
we just got another donation and another question, which I can answer on this one. Someone just donated 500 Danish crowns. I don't know how much that's worth. I'm just gonna Google that right now. It's like $18, $81. Oh wow! Thank you very much for the donation. So the question is, if Bybit is paying you to take the trade, how does Bybit make money? Well, the simple answer for that is that one person has to market and one person is a limit. So the person marketing is paying 0.075%, and the person who is limit gets paid 0.025%. So the difference of that 0.05% goes to Bybit. That's how Bybit makes money. So when you market in, you have to pay, and when you limit in, you get paid. But Bybit takes the difference.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a really good answer. I guess some people would be confused at that of how Bybit make money, but let me tell you that most people are not going to wait for the limits anyway. Most people are going to market in. You have to remember, I'll show you this, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be pretty surprised, but if we just load up this, okay, this is the liquidations. So all of these people that have got liquidated, and we're talking in the hundreds of millions today on Bybit, people have got liquidated because they don't know what they're doing. Bybit is making all that money. So yeah, I'm certain they're making a lot of money because literally people are getting liquidated because they're trading with no plan. They're trading just in fear with the emotions. So unfortunately, however you want to view it, that the exchanges make a lot of money because people do not know what they're doing, and they just gamble away their money. So this is the thing, that people do gamble away their money. These people getting liquidated are gambling because they have no idea. They're not here to learn from chart champions. They're not here to understand how the market moves. And they're losing and they're losing and they're losing and they're losing because they are just totally gambling away their money. And that's how Bybit can make a lot of money from people trading with no idea actually how to trade.
Yeah, especially the people that, well, and even for the people that do know how to trade, like such as yourself, using, you know, 100,000, 800,000, $1 million position sizes. If they market into that, well, even if you do win the trade at the end of the day, like if Daniel marketed in at the top and then marketed out at the bottom, well, Bybit still gets paid from that market. So those market trades. So even if you win, if you market, you got to pay. You have to pay.
Yeah, I mean, I have days where literally I'll spend like $50,000 in fees. So, you know, I'm not against only. I will regularly let you know. A lot of my entries are market orders. So although like my take profit, you saw today, my take profit was at limit, but my entry is at market. So and I'll. You know, yeah, I've had quite a few days where I've spent $30,000, $50,000 in just simply fees. So
yeah,
Bybit definitely
is making money.
Making money.
They're definitely making a lot of money.
So I guess the moral of the story is if you don't know how to trade, learn how to make an exchange.
Yeah, that would definitely work.
But I think we're like a couple of likes off from the $1,800, $1,800 likes goal. So let me see here. We got a lot of questions queued up here.
5 more likes and we will start these questions. I'll take this last one from the donator of David, and he says, can you speak more on the fixed range indicator and why you value it? Also, what's your opinion? No idea what that is. The fixed range indicator, though, I absolutely just love. It's just simple. It's just simple and effective. I have 3 values. I have where the most volume is, the value area high, and the value area low. It's not going to be this isn't a signal indicator. So lots of people want the signal indicator of that. You know, this thing that comes up and says buy. It comes up and it says sell. Why don't people like this? Why don't people like this indicator? Because you actually have to know what you're doing to use this indicator. If I showed you this indicator, guess what? People are, how do I use it? Where's the buy and sell signal button? You know, people are not going to like this tool because it actually requires you to have a little bit of knowledge. Whereas let's try and find an indicator that people will like. Buy and sell Zia free. Here we go. Is this going to be a buy and sell indicator? You know, here we go. People want these arrows on their indicators. They'd love this indicator because here it's told them to buy, here it's told them to buy, here it's told them to sell. People are going to go absolutely crazy for this indicator because it's literally just telling them what to do. And guess what? This is not going to work. But people are not going to like this indicator because guess what? This indicator here, well, you actually have to know what you're doing. So people are not really going to be so drawn to it. That's kind of my opinion on. I love the fixed range indicator because it's not actually going to be telling me what to do, but it is going to give me very, very useful information about the volume of what's happened here. And from that, I can make my own decisions. You know, this is a support and resistance line for me, but it's not going to tell me to buy or it's not going to tell me to sell. So that's why I love the fixed range tool, because it actually requires a little bit of knowledge of how to use the tool. And it's also just like the things that it's giving you are hard, cold facts. Like it's hard, cold facts. There's the most volume. Okay. And the super trend indicator, I just have no idea what the super trend indicator is. So my opinion on the super trend indicator is I honestly just have no. I guess it's maybe some sort of, and maybe this is some sort of name given to an EMA indicator. Maybe this is an EMA indicator. That would be my guess, because EMA indicators can be some sort of trend indicator, I suppose. But the super trend indicator, I don't know. I mean, what I will say. Have you seen me use RSI? Have you seen me use MACD once in this video? Well, the answer is no. So what I'm trying to say here is the indicators that people love, and I'm sure people love the super trend indicator. The indicators that people love,
they're very pretty.
They're so useful.
They're very pretty, but they don't work, and that's.
Well, I would say one of the. I'm sorry, Igor. Were you? I'll let you finish.
No, that I was just saying that the indicators, they can be make your chart very pretty, but they don't actually work.
Yeah, I would say that the indicators, I would argue, do work, quote unquote, but the biggest problem with them is that they're all lagging. And so you'd have to wait, and then you'd say, you know, oh, there's bearish or bullish divergence on the RSI, and it's confirmed because the breakout has already happened. And it's like, by that time you've missed out on X amount of percentage of the move, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you really want to get in there and get these entries that, you know, Daniel's getting, or we're getting, you have to be able to trade in the moment. I would say the best way to do that, from what we're seeing so far, is volume, and not volume indicators, but just being able to read volume properly. And so that's why I would say the biggest difference is between indicators versus trading by looking at how volume is and what price action is doing.
Yeah, so this is a good example then of the MACD today. So MACD would be telling you to short at the bottom of the move, and you'd have instantly lost money on the bounce. Whereas you can see, like, I shorted this before it broke down. Whereas if I was trading off the MACD indicator, I would have shorted here and I'd be underwater already. So you can see, like, if you wait for these signals on the indicator, you've already missed the move, because this is crossed over because of the move down. So it's like, you know, why would I want a trade-off of an indicator which is so late to the move that when I actually enter, I've already lost money? You know, I'm entering before the MACD's even crossed. So it's like, you know, traders such as myself are the people that are causing the MACD to cross over bearish. So, you know, great, I can short this MACD crossover, but guess what? If you actually know what you're doing, you could have made that MACD crossover by shorting in the first place. And secondly, I'd have shorted when the MACD crossed over, and I'd have instantly lost money as we got the bounce. So you can see that's why I'm not a fan of these lagging indicators. They're too late to the moves. That you're gonna lose a lot of money if you trade off of them solely. I'm just not a fan. We have hit the like goal now of the 1,800 likes.
There we go. And we also had that those 2 alerts go off saying it's time to go to the question and answer.
Cool.
So we have, and again, for the people that are just joining, I'm about to read the questions that were sent to me directly. So follow Daniel on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and send me a message. Links in the description box below. So first one is Jerome Rod. They said, hey man, huge fan. I've got a question. As someone who often gets tricked by fake breakouts from common patterns, what signals do you recommend to look at to recognize these, preventing any losses? And we've got a lot of questions, so maybe we could try to shoot through these.
Yeah, so the first thing for me is your generic patterns fake out all the time, and the only real way that you're going to know if it's a real fake out or a fake breakout, to keep it very simple, is volume. So the volume is really key. So if you break out of your pattern, really simply look at high volume break. Okay, so if you break out of a pattern and the volume is really low, and you could just use TradingView really kind of for this, you know, you want it to be confirmed. So if we break out of the pattern and the volume is really, 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 really low, that's probably a fake out. You don't want to buy it. Whereas if you break out the pattern and this volume increases, that's the high likelihood that there's a big breakout, it's real, and you can look to buy in on the next retrace. So that's my number one sort of tip for you, that volume. You got to look at the volume on the breakouts. That will help you a lot.
Yep, and a lot of people are also asking, what is that indicator that we're using? And what they really mean is exo charts, and that's how we're able to see the buys and the sells, the actual numbers. And so that should be linked in the description box. I think I forgot below. That. If it isn't, it's just exocharts.com. So the next question is, I don't know how to say this person's name. How can you spot the difference between longs closing and new shorts on exo charts? And this is my favorite question, because I'm always about those net longs.
I'll let you take that one. Yeah.
If you're gonna have to bring it up on your screen, but on exo charts there is a thing called net longs and net shorts, and what that is net longs is how many longs have opened or closed in that candle, and the net shorts is the same exact thing. And so you can see here on Daniel's screen that this move up that we've had is mainly based off of longs opening, but you also have shorts closing. And so the interesting thing about that is when you have shorts closing, the way you get out of a short is to long, and the way you get into a long is to long. And so that's what pushes the price up, because you also have people getting stopped out of their shorts. And again, the way you get stopped out of a short, whether you're taking profit or the trade goes against you, is you have to buy your way out of a short. And so that tells you if something is healthy as well, where it's like you can see if longs are opening up while shorts are closing out, then you know that the move up is healthy. And so that's where being able to look at this information is very, very vital. Like right now, yeah, in this exact, I can't tell, is that on the, 30 seconds. So you can tell this move up is strong, or strong for 30 seconds because longs are opening. All right, so thank you for that question. Let's take a look, see here, the next question.
Trying to get a bit of a move up. So we'll see what happens at this point of control.
I think the next question is basically the same. Can you ask how he sets up the information about people taking out long or short positions? I'm not sure what it's called on TradingView. Yeah, so on TradingView, it's just you're not able to see that. You have to just look at the volume. And then on Exo charts, yeah, we just showed you that there's the net longs, net shorts that you can look at to see what's going on with that. Let's see. There's another person here that says, hey, they just joined the Discord channel. Again, that's also linked in the description box below. We have a free link to the Discord. Just wanted to know that how do I get access to the Bitcoin and altcoins channel? Is that part of the subscription? So I'll let Daniel explain that.
Yeah, so that's all access only in the champions. You got the altcoin section where people are going to be talking about their altcoin plays, how they're looking to trade that, and then obviously for the Bitcoin channel, how people are looking to trade. I mean, even while we're in this live stream, we have loads of people talking about how they're going to trade this. I mean, here's guy looking for the long position off of that triangle that we've been talking about. So you got ideas. Here's another guy literally managed to long the low while we've been making this. And so people are making money inside of the champions group while we're talking here. Because what they're doing right now, these guys are longing because they come down to that point of control again. And, they're actually making money while we're speaking. You can see here, this long is in profits. So people are in here giving their perspectives all the time. Even traders, good old Trader R. So yeah, this is in the champions group. I do want to stress to everybody that this is not a signals group. So if you're looking for a signals group, I just simply going to say to you, this is not the place you're going to be looking for. So if you're coming with the perspective of Daniel, and you write to me in the group saying, Daniel, shall I buy? Shall I sell? Daniel, where should I put the stop loss? Daniel, where should I put the target? Daniel. Did you just ultimately you're probably just going to be asked to have a refund, because this is not the group where we're just going to be all day long just telling you exactly what to do. This is not the group for you. So this is the group if you want to learn. Okay, so if you actually want to learn how to trade like us, you want to learn, these people that are trading right now, like them, you want to learn that was a good time to long. Okay, they've all made profits because you're actually moving up right now. So if you want to learn how to do that, then this is the group for you. We are absolutely more than happy to help you and help you learn and help you along the way. And, obviously occasionally I'm giving quote unquote calls. I'm telling people where I'm shorting. I'm telling people where I'm going to long. So there's obviously I'm giving help, but I don't want anyone to think that that's the focus. The focus of the group is obviously for the education. And then this is just like a cherry on top, that I'll also tell you how I'm looking to trade it. That's just a bonus. But I don't want anyone to think that we're a signals group, because we're not. And these posts where I'm telling people actually how I'm trading, where I'm taking profits and things, it's just a bonus. Okay. Just wanted to say that.
All right. So the next question is, how could I set up the Fibonacci time tool? And I guess I could just answer that really quick. In the Chart Champions website, there is the learning modules. We do have a section on Fibonacci, and then also too in the contenders package that you get if you get contenders or champions, there is an actual contenders video dedicated to Fibonacci time. So all of that stuff is there. And I guess right now on the stream is not the time to learn how to set up the tool, I guess you could say. So, yep, let's go to the next question while Daniel is doing that. So the next question is from Carl. They said, can you please explain Elliott waves for us? That is going to take a gajillion hours, and there's actually going to be a a contenders series put towards that as well. So yeah, just unfortunately, it's literally impossible to explain Elliott waves within a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
but as you can
that
see,
would require weeks.
yeah, weeks and weeks and weeks, because it's a lot of theory. But as you can see, if you do learn how to do it like Yunus did, you can make some really, really amazing calls. All right, next question from Tick Graphics. They say, greetings, my question is for the fixed range tool. What does it show and how is it beneficial? I guess you could really quickly, but I think we're probably going to have to add that to the learning module since we're using it so much. But yeah, let Daniel explain it really fast.
This is the point of control. So what this means is this is where the most volume has been transacted. So here, a lot of people have bought and sold. And then this is the whole of that range. This is the 70% of the value. So the value area high, the value area low. And this is 70% of the most volume. And this is where the most volume was. And then this highlighted area is 70% of that value. Or you can adjust it to 68%, but 68, 70% of the value. And then this is the point of control. And this is like your dynamic sort of support resistance, because this line can change. If 1 minute it might be here, and then maybe in 1 minute's time, that comes down to here. So this is dynamically changing all the time. This can be a support resistance level.
Yep. And again, with the range, the very generic and general concept is you buy the lows and sell the highs of the range. So next question here. Oh, I just lost my place. Let's do this. All right. So Install Heroes says, they're basically saying, I'd like to have a comparison of what type of returns I could expect with my stack. They say, in other words, his nearly $80,000 return today, how much did he have in the pot? Does he restrict how much he uses on, like, how much do you risk on each trade, or do you just rely on your stop? So I guess in other words, a person is asking, how are you deciding how much you are going to use? And the overall general answer to this also too is it really just depends on how much money each individual person is willing to risk. But I'll let Daniel explain.
Yeah, for me, you got to work out your position sizes. I mean, really, you got to work out your position sizes from. There's not a one size fits all for everybody, so you're going to have to work out how much you want to risk. Maybe you want to risk 1% of your capital per trade. Maybe you want to risk 5% of your capital per trade. So first you got to work out how much you want to risk per trade, and then you like sort of work out the calculation from there. But what you have to remember is that every trade that we're taking, I'm never going to risk all my portfolio on a trade. You know, I've obviously got my stop losses in place for if I'm wrong, and before I know the trade, I know more or less how much I'm willing to risk on that trade for being wrong. So that's really important, that you got to work out your risk before you enter the trade. And there's not a one size fits all for everybody. Some people are going to risk a little bit more than others. But yeah, basically you got to get to the point of working out how much you are willing to risk. Take the trade.
And we do have a course, not a course. We have a video talking about risk management in the Contender series.
No, that's actually in the beginners series.
I mean, beginner series.
Yeah, so if you want more information on how much to risk per trade, or like a formula for this, that's all absolutely free in the beginner series. Got a whole video dedicated to how much you can look to risk per trade.
All right. And then a lot of people, just really quick, I'm seeing in the chat, people are asking still, what's that tool, the fixed range? Some people are calling it the VPVR. That does kind of the same thing, but it's a little bit different. What we're using is the fixed range tool. All right. So the next question is 25th Legacy. They say, what's the difference between cross and isolated on as far as leverage? Cross, you are using your entire account as margin, and isolated allows you to only use a certain time. So you can do 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, but I would definitely suggest doing a little bit of research, because if you have questions about leverage, it's probably not best to trade until you understand that concept, because you could end up messing around and losing your entire account.
Yep.
And so this other person says, I'm a university student and I only make $1,000 a month and I'm worried. Should I get involved with chart champions? And so I guess I could just say, again, this is really kind of up to you. Is it possible for you to learn enough information to where you could pay for the Chart Champions membership? Yes, it is. But how realistic is that if you have a job and you're a student and you're only making $1,000 a month for you to start making, you know, however much it is, $250 or whatever it is that you're gonna, whatever, if you're gonna be a champion or a contender, you know, it really is up to you. I would say to the people that have that question is, look at your financial situation, look at how much money you're paying for your bills and all this other stuff. And then if you can see yourself adding the bill to become a champion, then do it. And also too, look at your time. If you have, I was going to say if you have a kid and a job, but I mean, Igor, but yeah, if you have the time to dedicate to it, yeah, I would say definitely do it. That's going to be up to you.
You can always find time.
Yeah, you can always find time. Let's see. The next question is, this person said that they are also following along and doing the footprints module. So appreciate that. Is there any books that you suggest for trading Bitcoin? And I guess I'll let Daniel explain that one real quick.
Yeah. Well, actually, my book that I recommend to you all, make a note of this and maybe you find it online somewhere. There's lots of it. It's called Market Wizards. And this for me is like a really, 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 really good trading book. And I recommend you all read this. Market Wizards. You can probably find it online somewhere or Amazon or definitely find it on Amazon, of course. But look at local bookstore. Market Wizards. Really, really good book. That yeah, I do think it will help improve your trading.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It's and you can also look up things on YouTube as well.
Yeah, there's probably even an audio book of it on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. And Daniel, these questions just keep coming in, so it's up to you kind of when you're through. I know your throat gets tired, but you just let me know whenever you're ready. You're done.
That's crazy. We're nearly at 2,000 likes. So let's see if we can get this to 2,000 likes. We've only got 2,500, and if we get that to 2,000 likes, everybody, that would actually mean a lot to us. And you know, this is what I've been saying recently. Like, it's really, really, really rare for us to be doing this much public streams. But the real reason that we're doing this is because you all are supporting us so much. And it's like we have this real loving, supportive community. And so we are really, really, really happy to give back to the community and help you all out in this way. Because in return, you are helping us so much with the likes. You know, the YouTube algorithm is very much picky on, you know, you have to see the likes, it has to see the comments, it has to see people sharing this video out to their friends and family. And, you know, so by helping us with the YouTube algorithm, we are really helping you with, you know, giving you our perspective on these trades, giving you the areas where you could be looking for longs. And again, people maybe have made money on this live stream with us because this was an area where you could have looked for a long. Obviously in the group, people were taking the longs. The champions, looks like Trader R took the long there. Bastion took the long there. Popeye was taking the long there. This is because they learnt this is an area where you can long. This was obviously the point of control. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen. See what happens here, because we've literally just hit that point of control to the dollar. To the dollar, we've just hit that point of control. Let's see what happens. But you know, could have made some money if you were a little bit on the ball. I didn't specifically say long here right now, but this is an area where we were expecting a range. If you remember correctly, we were saying what's the most likely is that we remain range bound. So, you know, we're more than happy to share this information, actually share the knowledge behind this. Hopefully you can be making some money, or even if you're not making money, you're learning. You know, your future self will thank you. Yeah.
Even I took that long.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Neo took the long as well. Yeah, obviously he was one of the first to show you all that he took the long literally down here. And so look at this under 1 minute. We hit that point of control to the dollar. We got a little bit of a pullback. Like magic, eh? Like magic, ladies and gentlemen. What a surprise. Technical analysis is working. $100. Already we have dropped $100 from that point of control to the absolute dollar. We've already dropped $100 from it. Look at that. Magic, eh?
All right. And I see people in the comments asking where can they send their questions. Again, you follow Daniel, you follow me on Instagram. Both are linked in the description box below. And then you send me your questions through a direct message. And I'm reading them through there. Let's see here.
Daniel, I wanted to give a shout out to Nick. He posted his money shots
Oh yeah, the money
That's
shot.
amazing.
Magic,
let me
Let me see it a second. So Nick in his money shots. Wow. Not bad.
That's just
Week 40. Wow, he has grew his account by 40% this week. That's crazy.
mhm.
40% increasing his account in a week. I mean, yeah, Nick's obviously loving it. He's been here a while. He's studied all the content. He's learning, and now he's increased his account 40% in a week. Yeah, it's incredible. This Haymaker, he's making 400% on his trade that he's in right now. I saw his comments earlier from. I thought this was pretty. I'm pretty sure it was Haymaker. He was helping people out earlier. Yeah, he was like giving his perspective on. You know, people can maybe pause and read through this, but he was like saying, I honestly, I would not say, Daniel, in the course, what if it wasn't true. I can't stress enough how valuable the education is. You know, he's spending a lot of time and hours on this, but he's obviously absolutely loving it. And I was reading that earlier. I was like, wow, people are absolutely loving it. And guess what? This guy that's really, really putting in the effort, he's spending a lot of hours. Obviously, not everybody's going to spend so much hours on it, but he's learning, he's making money, and you know, there today he's made $300, and you know, he's doing well. So well done to Nick, well done to Haymaker, well done to everybody that's putting in the time and effort.
And I would also have to say that if you join Chart Champions and you think that you're gonna outwork somebody or put in more time, you're gonna have to contend with Outsider, because she's even still here right now, and it's like the sun has come up and everything. I mean,
You must
I don't
be
think
so
anybody...
dead.
I am. I'm just sitting here with my eyes closed listening.
Yeah, she's like still here. It's a million
Yeah.
o'clock in the morning for her. So yeah, good luck if you can try to beat that. Yeah. So this question, I guess we could answer it really quickly. With these returns, we can see, why isn't the richest person on earth a trader? I would say that if you don't think high level people with tons and tons and millions and billions of dollars aren't investing, which is a form of trading, I guess you could say, or they don't have tons of money given to like hedge fund people that are trading for them, then I don't think you fully understand what it means to be wealthy.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I know. Yeah, I mean, richest people in the world, Jeff Bezos. You know, if you don't think that he literally is invested in stocks, then you don't know. And guess what? He literally sold a lot of his stocks, obviously, in Amazon, and then there was a massive crash.
Yeah.
So, like, these people obviously invested in other things. You know, Elon Musk. You know, these people are going to be invested.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to be spending every day trading because you know, they've got another business to run. But you know, they're still going to be in hedge funds, people trading for them. You know, they're investing 100%. Of course, they are.
All right. This is a question for me. It says, hi, I've listened. This is from Blackmore Art. They say, hi, I'm listening to the live stream. A question, if I may. What would you suggest to somebody for whom all these tools and strategies seem a bit overwhelming as a novice? I.e., what is the most effective but basic strategy? Thanks. So as me, somebody who started out last year, literally around this exact time, I can say that it is overwhelming, and it's just, you have to take things one little bit at a time. I would say the way that Daniel lays out the Contender series is that you can watch each video and progressively learn more and more and more, and start to understand how one thing ties into another. You know what I mean? And so I would say the most basic and best strategy would be to go through the learning modules or go through the beginning course so you can learn the beginning, and then start working through the Contender series. And so that way you can start to understand how Daniel trades and how most everybody else in the group is trading. And then by that time, you'll be able to start to formulate really good questions that can help move you forward in your trading career. But I would say anybody who's new, anybody who has no idea what's going on, I've been there. It's tough, but to be honest with you, it's also no different than going on your own journey to open up your own business. I mean, Igor runs his own business. He could tell you in the very beginning, you don't know anything, or learning a new language. It's scary. It's overwhelming because there's just so much information. But eventually, once you start studying and stick with it, that information starts to become something that you understand, and you're starting to catch some things here and there. And then from that point, you can just move forward and start killing the game. So
100%.
Can I just add something? like, sometimes one tool, we use may work for one person, but not for another. So like, you just have to make sure that you're learning tools that you're able to modify and use and in your own trading, and what works for Daniel might not work for everyone else. So it just comes with experience over time.
Yep.
Definitely.
Man,
Yeah.
I keep
Nice.
seeing this on my DM that's like, you have 20 messages, and then I'll go through them and I'll delete some, and it's like, you have 20 messages. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I'll delete the ones that I've already read. I mean, not just randomly delete people's stuff, but good Lord. Okay. Anybody else wants to finish up on their opinion on that or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, there's a thing called analysis paralysis where you have so many different indicators. You just don't know when to actually enter and when to close because you're looking at 100 different things. And so what you need to do is just work out this strategy that works for you. Don't try and use 100 indicators. That's just not going to work. You got to try and find what works for you. Okay, so although I love this volume profile, maybe not everybody else likes it. That's fine. Maybe they love the RSI. I'm not going to say you don't use it. You can do what you want. If you find a strategy that works, that's absolutely fine. You can obviously make money if you have your strategies. So you just got to find what works for you. And that's not going to include using 100 different things. You're going to have to make this 1, 2, 3 different things and form a strategy, test it out, see the results, improve consistency, trade that till it stops working, and then try and adjust it until it'll make it work again,
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. All right, next question is for Daniel. How do you minimize your fees when moving your money in and out of your bank account? They say Coinbase charges 0.5% for the trade to use their exit ramp to euro.
Yeah, there's no way around it. It's just, for me, it's like cost of doing business. So
Yeah, good answer. Yeah, it's business, isn't it? At the end of the day.
There's no way. It's like when you buy supplies in the UK, you're going to pay VAT. When you sort of work with a business, they're gonna charge labor fees.
Yep.
So if you try and do trading, and you're so worried about the fees, it's just part of life. Just like taxes, everybody pays their taxes. Everybody's going to pay their fees if they're in crypto. So unfortunately, I'd like lower fees, but it's just what it is. Coinbase are going to charge the fee, and this is one thing that I'd say is security is obviously a really big thing. So I mean, for myself, I do think it's very dangerous to hold everything on an exchange because you could be hacked. Someone could turn up at your house and literally hold you at gunpoint. So you got to have some security in place, especially if you have a lot of Bitcoin. You're going to have have some sort of security system at your home. Have some sort of bank, have security cameras in terms of protecting yourself and your family. But then in protecting yourself virtually, have some things such as not having all your money on one exchange in case the exchange goes down. If you have a ledger, have that ledger in a bank, in a safety deposit box. Don't keep that ledger in your house. So there's obviously steps you can take to protect yourself. Because I wouldn't say anyone should have all their money on an exchange. It's a little bit risky. It's very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah, especially that idea of keeping it in the bank or somewhere safe, because you don't want to be that person that's like, I had 1,000 Bitcoins on this thing and now I got to dig through the dumpster to find,
Look at this reaction of that point of control, by the way. We're still rejecting to basically the dollar, and we're still getting these pullbacks. So like, we're showing you like live as this is happening, like not many people are going to know why it's just hit that down, and we're literally showing you exactly why that happened.
I just shorted that.
Yeah.
I did. There's scalps with it. That's over 0.5% each time.
I just
that's crazy.
Probably a poster on the.
Also, too, Daniel, a lot of people are still wondering about this fixed range. They're also wondering, where do you find it? So can you show them on the left side on TradingView where to find it?
It's just. Oh man, it's because I have it in my blimmy favorite. Where is this thing?
Right there. Yeah, it's right there.
It's right at the bottom. Yeah, so it's just called this one, fixed range volume profile.
Yep. Okay, the next question. I guess, if I wish Trader R was here too, but they say, what do you think of CryptoFace and his market cipher indicator? For me personally, I found CryptoFace and I was kind of mesmerized about the fact that this guy is actually in these 1 million, 2 million, $5 million position sizes live on stream. But I haven't actually used his market cipher indicator, so I can't necessarily say anything. But this is completely my opinion, and I'll just say that it's possible that it's good, but from what I have seen, every single time I've seen him get into a position, it's a really, really bad entry, like really, really bad entry. And so could it get you into a long? Yeah, but it's going to be like the rest of the indicators where it's lagging and you're more than likely going to miss like 5% of the move, or you're going to possibly miss the move. And so, but that's just also my opinion. For all of the indicators, you have a very high probability of missing a move because you need price action to show you that what you're seeing in the indicator is actually playing out before you can even get in. So yeah, I don't think that he's good. I don't think that it's bad. I just think that it's probably your standard indicator.
Yeah.
I don't think Daniel has an opinion on that. Maybe he does.
I mean, I think probably everybody knows my opinion on it, as I don't really want to say it.
Yeah. And again, if we're talking about other YouTubers like the breakout traders or any of these other people, again, it's no shade towards them, no hate towards the community. You know, if you're out there making money, by all means, keep doing the thing that's working for you. It's just that, yeah, we're not breakout pattern traders. We're the traders that are making the pattern happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I have a question. Why does Daniel use cross instead of isolated?
I don't always use cross, to be honest. Like I'll change. Sometimes I'll just have it on cross. Sometimes I'll trade ×1 leverage. Sometimes I'll trade ×5 leverage. Not really more than that. So there's no real reason, if I'm honest, why I actually set that to cross. I knew what my position size was going to be before I entered that trade, really. So I could have had it on ×5, ×1, cross. Cross is just easy for me. No real reason.
All right. I love this next question because this had me confused for months. So this person says, can you please explain the position size in USD inverse perpetual? For example, if I put $2,000 US with 20x leverage, it does not say that my position size is 1 Bitcoin. As in, you know, it should be $40,000 US, right? And that's what I was so confused, because so many people would say this thing. And what people don't understand is it allows you to borrow the money. So you put in the position size that you want, and then you have to move your leverage up until you know, you hit a certain size in leverage that allows you to actually use that money to trade with. And so that's what the confusing part is about with all this leverage stuff, is that people think you put in the number and then you do 20 times and then your position size should be that. And that's not the way it works. And so it's kind of the opposite. Again, you put in your position size of $20,000 US or $40,000 US, and then you put it at 20 leverage. And that allows you to trade with that amount. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, that's not a stupid question, because I was confused. For even Jimbo, actually, Jimbo is the one that I remember way back in the day. Jimbo is the one that helped me figure out how to calculate all that stuff. So I appreciate you for that, Jimbo. That person says, what is a volume indicator? We already went over that. Inyo, great stream. I just joined the group and will be upgrading the paid membership soon. Welcome is AD4494. Thank you. Could you please provide an explanation of how to handle taxes? Oh, man. We've been asking Daniel about that. Daniel's actually doing a lot of research on this subject. And then once he becomes very well informed on it, I think that he said that he's going to start to talk more about it in Champions streams and Champions videos, and maybe even Contenders videos. But right now, he's definitely trying to figure that out, because you know, getting hit pretty hard, getting hit like Mike, you know, as if Mike Tyson was hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
Really, really hard by taxes. So
yeah. So I'll do a quick thing on this. So I'm sure everyone knows that lives in England or probably in Europe, USA. You know, so currently at the moment I'm paying like 45% income tax on my trading.
Oof, that hurts.
So, you know, so this is the thing. Today you'll have seen that trade I made 40,000 to maybe let's just say 40,000 hard profit. So I've made $40,000 today. Well, I know 20,000 of that is going to the government. I've only really made 20,000 because I'm going to pay my taxes on that, and 20,000 of it is straight away my profit is going straight to the government. And for me, this has obviously been going on for quite a while. I had my personal reasons to stay here, and now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I don't need to do this anymore. So yeah, for me, I am totally legally, looking to basically move countries. Out of the UK.
Totally legally, yeah.
Basically, just live where I am not giving away 50% of everything that I make to the government.
When all they did was nothing.
Yeah. So for me,
Well,
they
they
didn't help. They didn't help me take this trade today. So they didn't
Exactly.
take 50% of my money.
Yeah.
Plus, too, it's like they're actually actively trying to ban trading of crypto. So it's like they're taking your money and saying, "Give me the money that you made trading crypto." And by the way, we're trying to make it so that you can't trade this anymore. It's like, good job, government. Good job. Also, just a reminder for the people who are just joining, we're doing the question and answer portion of the live stream, going on 2 hours now. If you'd like to ask questions, you follow Daniel, Instagram.com/chartchampions, and then you follow me, Instagram.com/the1IamNeo, linked in the description box below, and then you send me your question, and that's what we're reading right now. And like I said, again, reminder, Daniel, I know about your voice. The questions do not stop coming. We appreciate it, but it's just not going to stop. So you'll literally be here for 60 hours.
I suppose we'll take 2 more questions, and one of the questions that I see is, I'll do this donation guy. So he said, what time frame do you decide to draw the fixed range tool? And the answer for this is as you've seen tonight, I have done this one on the 5-minute chart, and it's been to the dollar respected, and then this one is taken from a 4-hour chart, and it's again very, very, very closely being respected. This one last night was again from the 5-minute chart, and it was extremely well respected. So the thing is, there's not a time frame that is better than anything else. It's the time frame that it fits the pool that you're doing. So this could be, it's not an easy answer. It obviously requires a little bit of knowledge of the tool, if we're honest, but you kind of get almost a feel for it of, okay, if this is the range, then the time frame is the range that you're trading. So if I'm trading a 5-minute range, well, I'm going to use the tool off of the 5-minute time frame. If I'm looking to trade a 4-hour range, then I'll take a 4-hour pull. Essentially, that's the answer.
Yep. And I don't know if I said, but our Instagrams are linked in the description box below. And also, too, if just a quick note on top of that is like, the name of the tool is the fixed range tool. So if you just think about when price is ranging, it doesn't seem to be making massive higher highs or massive lower lows. It's just kind of trickling along like we are right now. Well, you just look at price structure, you look at the range, and then you just pull that. And that doesn't matter what time frame you're on, like the 5 or the 10 or the 25 or the whatever you choose. Yeah, it's just whenever Bitcoin whatever it looks like it's going sideways, you can just pull a range like that. All right, next question is, let's see. Oh, you said this is going to be one more question, huh? Oh boy, because I got so many here. There's no way I'm going to be able to pick.
And what we'll do is I'll do one more question, and then I'll give you a final overview of how I'm going to trade this, and then I think we'll call it a night.
Mm.
Outsider is nearly falling asleep.
Yeah, I can barely even hear if Mike is even on.
Right,
Yeah, I'm surprised that she's still up.
Dedicated.
But yeah, go ahead, Daniel. You said you just want to finish up.
Oh, I'll do one more question, and then I'll do my summary.
My God, I guess I'll answer this. We'll ask this question because this guy asked a question about the whole job situation. I know that's pretty important to people. He said, "I want to buy the course, but I work in investment banking and hate it. I would too if I were you, man. So I feel your pain. But what is trading like when there's no hype in the market, like post 2017? Is it harder to make money, or do you focus on alts?" He's like, I think my 90-hour banking job per week can be better spent crypto trading if I can make more than $400,000 US per year. And so yeah, Daniel, likes to trade Bitcoin when it's ranging. You make probably a lot of money when that happens. So I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah. So what my viewpoint is, it doesn't matter whether price is going up, price is going down, or price is going sideways. You can always be making money on the chart. And I mean, another, just to show the example once more, people during that stream were longing the lows here. But people specifically in the champions group, Neo was longing those lows, and price went up. So price is literally quote unquote being boring, and people are making money on it. So we made money while it was going down. I didn't trade this range here simply because I was more focused on the stream tonight. So you appreciate that. But if I wasn't on the stream, I would have been looking to sculpt this. But to highlight the fact, really, we've made money while it's going down. You can make money while it's going sideways. And then if it actually, let's say it reclaims this and heads up, well, you can make money while it's going back up. So you can make money down, sideways, up. So there's always money to be made. There's always opportunities.
And we always love a good range, don't we?
Yeah. But in Chart Champions, I'm not going to lie, but we actually prefer it when price does this for ages, because we love to trade sideways. Whereas many people are going to say, that's so boring. I'm so bored. This is so
we love it.
But we would love this to go sideways for another 2 days, just doing this.
Yeah, we always joke about it. After a big move, we always joke, oh, I wish we could just stay like this for like 3 months.
So shall I end with a summary then?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I was going to say something. But...
Oh, no, you go ahead and then I'll end.
No, I was just going to say that there's a couple people that direct message me that are actually Champions members. And so when you're done, I just wanted to get to their questions because, they just joined. So,
fair enough. Yeah. So my summary is a trading perspective on this. So the first question people are going to probably be wondering is, Daniel, are you bullish or are you bearish? My honest answer is I'm very, very, very neutral. As I kind of like always will be, but really, I'm kind of neutral on this. We have just had a really massive move to the downside. And now we are bouncing off of the support that we highlighted. This was a support for me, which was my take profit 2 on the short position. Why? Because I knew that this was a support level. And surprise, surprise, we are bouncing off of that support. So it could be the fact that, shorting up here, great. We've made our way down to support. We've bounced around here. Now we maybe will make it to the upside. To be fair, that definitely can happen because this is support. So while it stands, the support that we are bouncing off of is basically 34,400. If we manage to hold this and change the trend, I've kind of already given you those levels to the upside that we'll be looking towards. And that were, to remind you, because this is changing, 36,780. That's the first level that I'd be aware of. Then I really think that we'd be pushing back up to 38k, maybe back up towards these highs of 38,800. So to be fair, that can happen. You can literally V-shape and come straight back up here. If you manage to reclaim that resistance, you'll be looking to make your way back up. Alternatively, we actually continue just to range here, which would be nice. So if we range for a bit more and we break out the range, we know the levels to trade up towards. If we break down from the range, well, really, I'm going to be looking for that CC, which is 34,000-ish, give or take a few $100s. If we break down from that, I'm looking towards $33,000. And if we lose that, I'm looking for 30,000 / 27,000, $30,000. It's such a big range, I know, but it's one that you're going to have to wait for the reaction off of. Just got to wait for the reaction off of that. But ultimately, right now, I think we're going to be remaining range bound for a while. So basically, you just expect this for the time being. Just literally go into the lows, back up to the highs, to the lows, back up to the highs, and then at some point, there's your high, there's your low. You're either going to start to break out of the range, and that's when you can look for your breakouts to the upside. You want to be a breakout trader, or if you want to take the shorts to the downside, that's when you can look for the shorts to the downside. Obviously, at the moment, it's more bullish because we're going to the top of the range. So that my perspective is literally trade the range. If we break to the upside of that range, you know now the targets to the upside. If you break to the downside of the range, you know the targets to the downside. So you're very well equipped now with that information to try and go and trade this yourself. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm definitely not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some levels that I'm going to be basically the way I'm going to be trading this. If we break to the upside of the range, I know where my targets are. If I break to the downside, I know where my targets are. But I'm fairly neutral from here because we've already had a big move down. I'm fairly neutral. I don't mind if we move up from here. And I also don't really mind if we move down from here. So, yeah, if we kind of view that this is the high, this was the high, this is the low, we're almost at the middle, aren't we? So this is a little bit of a not so good of a new trade. I wouldn't really say, well, this is a really good long or this is a really good short, because we could end up just coming all the way back down to those lows, to be honest. Unless we obviously take the higher that range, then we'll look to go up. So we're basically just trading the chart. That's my basically my overview perspective of this. I currently think we're range. If we break to the upside, look for longs. If we break to the downside, look for shorts. You can obviously verify the breakout, because you could obviously always look for a swing failure pattern, comes back down, swing failure pattern goes back up. The only way you're going to verify that is by looking at the volume. So look at the volume on the breakout. Is it a real break? Is it a fake out? That's my perspective.
Yep. And all right, so we'll just finish up with these last. I'll answer them because I know Daniel's throat is getting tired. But also, too, I also want to say thank each and every one of you guys who has still stayed here with us throughout this entire stream, or even if you just joined. We want to thank you guys. We have a goal of trying to get the YouTube channel up to 100,000 subscribers. I don't even want to call it subscribers. I want to say family members or community members, because you guys are really kicking ass when it comes to destroying that like button. So we really appreciate that. And, you know, our goal is our short-term goal is to get it to 25,000 subscribers. I think that the love that you guys are showing us, we're really close to doing that. So again, thank you guys so much for your questions and everything that you guys have done. And so to finish up with these last questions, it says, does what Daniel teach work on cryptocurrencies and other stocks, or just cryptocurrencies? And I'll say it works on everything. Then here's another question about they have some experience trading, but not with crypto. Does Daniel share all of his tools with the members? Yes, with everything. And then you think if I'm disciplined trading, I can double my accounts every month? And I say, I mean, people are doing it, so yeah, it just depends on you. And does Daniel share his personal trades every day? I'm not going to say he shares his personal trades every day, but he updates us on what he sees. And sometimes he does share, but he doesn't say, enter here right now, buy, 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 buy. So yeah. For the skill sharpener, is it like homework assignments? Does Daniel go over what he sees in the charts? I'm not sure what the skill sharpener for the learning, but if you join the
like chart of the week.
Yeah,
so like when I done EOS like last week, for example.
Oh, okay. So for that, yes, he does share what he sees. And I mean, Daniel, I mean, if you go back in the video, you'll see that he's continually updating in the altcoins and the Bitcoin and everything. So yes, he does continue to share what he is seeing in the charts. Looks like we're having a little bit of a mini pump. It wants to break out of that range. The last one just joined as a contender. Oh, this guy's name is Daniel, and he just joined as a contender. So yeah, welcome. Trying to find the most efficient way to study trading, and he also has a day job. I would just say, you know, everybody that has a job, you basically just have to get in where you can fit in. Like, just some people have to lose sleep. Some people have to lose so much sleep that they actually sleep on the live stream. So you just got to do what you got to do. To be honest, it just matters how much you're willing to sacrifice. I just am a new member, but he's only able to see the spectators drop down. So make sure you message customer service. We've got two more. So is Daniel still doing his swing trading on Sunday? Yes. Swing trade setups. And do you recommend buying the premium exo charts and trading view? Yes, if you're serious about trading, you have to buy the premium or the pro version. And that is it. Again, guys, we really, really, really appreciate all of the love that you guys are sharing. You guys are absolutely killing the like button, killing it with the views that you guys are giving the community here. It's you guys that are running the community. It's not us. It's literally you guys that are running the community. So we appreciate that. And again, don't forget to follow Daniel on Instagram for the continual updates throughout the day. And night, because sometimes he doesn't like to sleep because Bitcoin is moving. And yeah, I don't know if anybody else has any final things that they want to say. And because I'm basically done with the.
No.
Yeah,
Very
everything
nice.
is linked in the description. The Chart Champions website, the Discord, my Instagram, Daniel's Instagram, and Bybit link. And yeah.
Cool.
I think
Yeah,
that's
so
it.
final words from myself then will be, really hope that you've enjoyed the stream. I want to say thank you once again. Honestly, thank you for all the likes, all the subscribes, all the sharing, all the ticking the bells. It means a lot to us, and honestly, thank you for that. And in return, we are more than happy to continuously, provide our updates, our thoughts, our processes. We've given you a little bit of information today of this range that we've currently got, so we've still got a little bit more before the top of the range again. Trade the charts if we start to break out of this bullishly. Don't be shorting. Just as we were coming down, don't be longing. As it's going up, don't be shorting. Trade the charts, and that lose what you want to happen and trade what is happening. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do another live stream for you very shortly in the next few days, maybe, because everybody has absolutely they've smashed that like button. 2,100 likes. That is absolutely amazing. Honestly, thank you so much, everybody.
Very good.
Yeah, we'll catch you in the next live stream. Thank you once again.
Yep,
Thank
see
you guys. See ya.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Bye.